Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Pure beef patties, lettuce, tomato. This is rock and roll radio. Come on, let's rock and roll with the Ramones.
Everyone one? Or down a little garden?
Let's go rockin', rock and roll radio. Let's go rockin', rock and roll radio. Let's go rockin', rock and roll radio. Let's go.
Yes. 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 Oonga, 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 oonga.
I'm an old man talking about rock and roll radio. I'm a very old man. Now there's a hiss. There we go.
There was my computer. Is it my computer?
Is the hiss you, Catherine?
I think it might be. Hang on. Let me. Let me.
Is it?
Everyone,
is it Kath?
Everybody
Amy?
cool out.
It is.
Everybody cool out. It's my computer fan going.
Okay. Now you know what it feels like, baby.
What
now
could be
you
the technical
know
difficulty?
To be the thing that ruins the whole show, like I was last night. Yes, that's all. What is is it powered by Steam or something? Your computer?
It's doing a lot of hard work at the moment. I mean, we've got lockdown, haven't we? It's doing all sorts. Let me shut some Oh man, let me shut some windows. Sorry about this. It's only just started doing it when you came in. It's like a badly behaved child.
Isn't it funny? I wonder if this whole coronavirus, if something is happening with technology, because I had terrible computer trouble yesterday. Daryl Morris, who does the show after us, also had terrible computer trouble. And I know of a few other people where their computers have just gone to cock. Could the coronavirus somehow be infecting computers as well, Katherine? Hello? My God.
I think she's disappeared.
Ah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Hello, dear listener. Welcome to the Late Night Alternative. I disappeared for 45 minutes yesterday trying to fix a computer. It's her time to disappear. We'll get her back at some point, I'm sure. You can give us a call now. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You know how this works. You can call us about anything. Really. You can call us about absolutely anything you want. But, tonight we've got a very special guest. You know, do you remember 2016? Everyone was dying. Do you remember that? 2016, everybody was dying. And, me and Kath made a very conscious effort to get people on the show, and tell them that we loved them before they passed away, because 2016, everyone's dying and people going, oh, well, they were such a great artist. All right, well, that's nice, but why don't you tell them while they're still here? And we had some brilliant, what I guess you could call politely, heritage artists. Old people. And people that kind of meant a lot to me, or Katherine, or both of us. And we only got people on that we really loved, and we celebrated them. And we told them that we thought they were brilliant and that we loved them. And we had Tommy Cannon on. We had Paul Daniels on. And we had the brilliant, and this was actually probably my favourite one. We had Eddie Large on. And it was such a joy. And as you'll know, Eddie passed away a few weeks ago. He had ongoing heart problems, and he went into hospital and he got this bloody COVID-19 thing, and he passed away. And it really upset me and Katherine, because we'd gotten on so well with him, and I was lucky enough to put on a little show with him, and he was just absolutely charming to me. I am thrilled to say that we've got Eddie's son on. We've got Ryan McGinnis on. Evening, Ryan. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not so bad. You? Good to speak
to you.
It's
lovely to hear you, my friend. How's everyone doing since Dad passed?
We're not doing too bad. It's a very sad time. Obviously, with the lockdown and everything,
yeah,
it's been quite difficult because my sister's coming down from Manchester. Sid's the same. My dad's brother and sister, we only saw them for the funeral, then they immediately had to go. So what you would normally have with that kind of, I guess, that comfort blanket of that network that you have of your family, we've not really had that. It's been a little bit difficult, probably harder than normal, but yeah, we're going okay. The tributes that Dad's been getting, that's what's been getting us through it. It's been overwhelming with the tributes that Dad's received. I just wish I could have, told him about it.
Well, this is it. You want these people to see these, to know that they're loved before they pass away. I tell you the thing that really surprised me about your dad when he came on, how coy he was about everything. Not shy. He wasn't shy, but he really downplayed how successful Little and Large were, and he really downplayed kind of the influence and the impact that he'd had. And I couldn't quite get my head around that, Ryan. What do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. That's what Dad was like. He always had this, I wouldn't say it was a fear, but he just thought people wouldn't remember him, and that he didn't leave this quite clear, as you just said, this sort of lasting legacy that they have done. The show that you did, that I'm sure we're going to talk about in a bit more detail, that was a prime example. He didn't want to do it, and he played it down to the point. Yeah, well, you had to really talk him into it. Yeah. And he played it down so much that none of my family came down, because we didn't really tell them about it. He was like, no one will turn up, I'll be performing to one man and his dog, no one will care. And then I remember turning up on the day and just thinking, it's packed, it's like, there's no spare seat. And it was a shame that he just didn't quite believe it himself.
How did that happen, right? How did that happen, right? Because I get it, Little and Large, okay, they're seen as a bit of a joke when you compare them to, Morecambe and Wise, who I think were great, but I think they were, they've been overrated a little bit. But Little and Large were getting 20 odd million viewers a night. They were huge. And I just wondered where that, I don't know if it was insecurity, what that lack of self-belief, where that came from.
I think Dad was a little bit insecure with things like that. And I think maybe critics, when you sort of, as they sort of left the 80s, moving into the 90s, it sort of went away into a more alternative comedy as opposed to the kind of cabaret Blackpool type act. And I think that sort of, the critique they were entertaining. At the end of the day, that's what they were. They were entertaining, whether it was the most clever thing you'd ever heard or anything like that. But a joke's a joke, no matter who's telling it. And they were really good at what they did. And we did an interview recently, and Sid mentioned that he was only 10% of the act. But if you said to Dad that, and he heard that, he would have been straight onto it to say it was 50-50, because one wouldn't work without the other.
No.
It used to get criticised, little bits like that, but that was the act. That's why it worked, and that's why they were so well loved. And
isn't it funny how we really, for a long time, downplay the impact that a straight man has in a comedy double act. It doesn't work unless the straight man is spot on.
Exactly, yeah. I completely agree. And Sid was and is incredible at what he did. And the two of them together, we were lucky in a way. Not too long before Dad passed, they actually did an advert together.
Yeah.
So Sid and his wife came down to Bristol, and we all had a meal together, and they were just bouncing off each other. It was just like sort of being front stage of a little show just for the five of us that were there. And you could just see, and I'm so glad that they got that time when Dad was well enough to have that conversation, to have that banter between the two. I mean, I hate that word, but that kind of joking around between the two of them. It was just so lovely, and it was just, that's how they were. That's why the act worked, because they were just them. That's what they were like.
Let's talk. I don't want to make the thing fully about the show that I did with your dad, but when he came on to the radio show with me and Katherine, we got on really, really well. And I emailed him afterwards to say, that was brilliant, I really enjoyed that. And I just felt a little bit more of a connection with him than I do normally with guests, right? And I said to him, look, if you want to do like an evening with, I will put it on for you. I will host it. I don't want any of the money. You can have all of the tickets. You haven't got to do anything. He went, no, I'm not interested. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. And I think I may have asked him once more, and he said, no, I'm really not interested. And then he came back and said, well, how would it work? And I said, well, I'll find a little venue and I will put it on and I'll do everything. I will come on and I'll interview you and I'll chat to you, and the first half will be me and you chatting, and I'll find some old clips, and the second half it'll be a Q&A from the audience. It's not a show, it's not a performance. I'll hold your hand through it. And he went, all right, but it's got to be in Portishead. And I went, well, I found a really nice theatre, Eddie, in Bristol, 26 miles away. Nope, not going. I said, I'll drive you. No, it's got to be in Portishead. And he kept putting all these lovely little barriers in place that were not insurmountable, but just said to me, he's really unsure about this. And then as we got closer, well, I knew that he was getting excited, because as we got closer to it, he phoned me up and he said, so the show's going to be, the first half is you interviewing me and the second half is going to be a Q&A with the audience. I said, yeah. He said, right. How would you feel if I did the first half on my own? Would you feel pushed out? And that to me, Ryan, was like a punch in the air moment. I went, oh, Eddie, listen, I'm sure I can sit out the first half. And that to me was the turning point where he thought, well, maybe I'll give this a go. And I'd never put on one of these events before at all. I was totally out of my depth, and a few of your dad's friends came and helped me with a PA and stuff like that. But I sold too many tickets because I didn't really know about selling tickets. So I oversold it by quite a bit. And I was terrified that people weren't going to be able to get a seat and kick it. But everyone came in. Everyone made it. And it was so beautiful to be there. You could feel it. The love in that room towards your dad was tangible, and the look on his face once he realised it was going well, Oh, it was magic, mate. It was magic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I remember at the time, because obviously we hadn't met before, and I remember coming backstage afterwards and speaking to you, and I think I broke down, my mum broke down crying, and we were just so happy, just because sometimes Dad just needed a bit of a shove to actually go and do something, because of all the things that we've spoken about, the sort of feeling that it maybe people wouldn't turn up and that kind of view of it. But it was just, I was so glad that he got for that one more time to experience it all again. And I mean, I'd say he played it down, and but then I remember, like you were saying, him getting more and more excited. And I remember coming over for like family meals and things like that, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to try this," and "Oh, I've got this to wear. I've got this curly haired wig. I'm going to walk on with it at the front. Look at this T-shirt I've got with Porter's head on it." And little things like that. It was just every time they came around, there was another thing that he was adding in and he wanted to tell me about, and it was so nice to see. And I think it definitely gave him his confidence back, because he then did one other thing with Sid.
Yeah, I
it
heard
was
about
like a slapstick festival in Bristol, so he actually left the confines of
He
Portishead.
travelled. My
I know
God,
he did.
unbelievable.
I know you've got to do a lot to get into trouble, but he did it with Sid, and that was nice as well. So it was for me. I loved it, and the family loved it, and I said before, because we played it down so much that my family who live up in Manchester didn't come down for it, but you thankfully recorded it, and I sent that recording over to them so that my grandkids, not my grandkids, his grandkids could listen to it, because
treasure.
That's the thing, that they've never seen Dad perform, really. So like all these YouTube videos, and what I'm doing at the moment is getting all Dad's old videos out and trying to put them on my laptop so I can send them all over to them, because they love it. He was a hero to them.
I had a lovely afternoon, Ryan, in your mum and dad's apartment, very posh apartment, and Eddie was trying to show me files on a video, on a computer, on a laptop. He couldn't do it, and I'm sort of stood there going, Eddie, have you tried this? No, hang on, I think I can do it. If I press this, and he didn't have a clue what he was doing, bless him, silly old sod, but he was great. Yeah. How's your mum? How's Patsy doing?
So, I mean, it's obviously a very difficult time. I think it sort of comes and goes in waves. She really, really misses him, and it was such a difficult time for Mum not to be able to go into the hospital because of obviously the coronavirus and things like that. And I think that's been the hardest part about it. Even since I think it's still that is one of the major things in amongst obviously missing Dad and what's happened, but just the thought that she couldn't be there at that final part has been the hardest to sort of deal with. But Mum is strong, and she'll be okay.
She's some woman. What was it your dad would say about her in Portishead?
Yeah, she's the celebrity of Portishead, not Dad.
And I know that because when I went down when I went down there to the hairdressers that she was working in, and to drop off some posters for the show, and it was all about Patsy. Everyone loved her, and then I met her, and she's just so full of life. You fall in love with her instantly, your mum, because she's so full of life, so upbeat. And I tell you the thing that got me, and I mentioned this in a message that I sent you, is the first half of the show, and Eddie's on there, and I'm stood at one side just in case he dried up, either literally and needed a drink of water, or I know he was a bit worried about his ticker as well and being on stage, and I was.
Well, yeah, he hadn't actually been well the couple of days before. He'd been in hospital before it, so I think he'd only come out maybe the day before.
Yeah, and so I was there just in case I had to rush on, and is there a doctor in the house? But on the opposite side in the wings was Patsy, and she stood there, didn't sit down. She stood there for the entire first half, just willing him on, and the look of love that was coming from her. I mean, I don't know how long those two have been together, but the love that it was beautiful. And I spent a lot of the time watching her, just thinking, my God, I should be so lucky to have someone look at me that lovingly as she was doing to your dad. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, sorry, it gets a bit upset, but...
Oh, sorry, mate.
They were, they're such an unbelievable couple. And you say the love is just off the scale. I just hope that for me it's the same with my relationship, anyone else's relationship. It's like the pinnacle for me. They were just so well suited for each other. And yeah, I mean, Mum said the other day, like, she was Dad's #1 fan, and even no matter how many times she heard the joke, she would always laugh as if it was the first one. And because I'm looking at these old videos of the Little and Large show, trying to sort it out for my family, you can hear Mum laughing louder than anyone else in the audience.
Oh, you can hear her. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm telling you now, it won't be because she's the one sat near the microphone. It's just she would have the biggest laugh for Dad. It's just funny. You can just hear it, and it's the longest. So it's always the last laugh you hear because Mum is carrying on laughing. She just loved Dad, and it was reciprocated, and they were just a perfect couple, really.
Ah, mate, I didn't mean to upset you, Ryan. I'm sorry. I forget this is so recent, isn't it?
No, I know, but
when did you know Dad was famous?
I always remember I used to get so annoyed because he'd be doing these shows, so I knew nothing different. So Dad would be doing all these pantomimes and summer seasons and everything. And the bit that I guess I realised that Dad was well known was when we'd leave the theatre at the end and we'd leave the backstage, and I'd have to stand there for half an hour as he signed every autograph and did everything that he would do. And he'd hand me his big, which when I was only about 6 years old, this big, to me, ridiculously heavy leather bag that he had all his stuff in. And I'd be weighed down by it, stood next to him for half an hour thinking, please, can we just go? With all these people thinking, oh, Eddie Dad's son's a really miserable 6-year-old. But that's probably the time that I remember thinking, oh, Dad, not another autograph. Can we just go home now, please? But, yeah, and then you just sort of suddenly hear things. But it's been, I guess, like, even now, people that I work with that would have no idea who my dad was, because I wouldn't sort of tell them for any other reason, but have seen things that have happened, and they've been like, oh my God, your dad was a legend. I loved him as a kid.
Yeah.
And you just you kind of forget about it, because for me, it is my dad, and I've lost my dad, and that is so difficult to get over and everything like that. But then you get all these little reminders of, oh God, yeah, Dad played this down. But even now you're thinking thousands of people are contacting us as a family just to wish us well. And you suddenly realise, oh, I don't think you realise.
Some lovely, lovely pics of the funeral, and of course, I mean, it's bad enough losing anybody, a dad, anytime. I lost mine a few years ago, but doing it when there's all this social distancing and you can't really hug people, but the pictures of the people that stood out on the street as the procession went past, there's a lot of love for him.
I mean, that was unbelievable, and I mean that came off the back as I just put a Facebook post on the Hello Porter's Head Facebook page just to say, oh, on Friday it's my dad's funeral. If people want to come out, I understand it. With obviously what's going on, if you aren't able to, but if you want to, and we're thinking, oh, there might be a couple of people, and like friends of the family. But then it really, like, we had all the bits outside the flat, and then through the high street. It was just overwhelming, and I thought to myself, well, if I actually knew what I was doing publicity-wise and actually tried to publicise things, and there was no lockdown or this social distancing, how many people would have come out for him? Even in these troubled times, there were, well, I mean, at least over 100 people there, and you just think, God, imagine if we'd made the effort to do it, because I just thought, well, we'll do it, see what happens, and then it was just, my sisters, and they. It was so overwhelming. When they all applauded, that tipped me over the edge because it was such a nice tribute.
That Portishead Facebook page, I'd forgotten about that. They were really, that was really helpful to me when I was trying to organise the thing.
Yeah.
They put me in touch with the fella that ran the hardware store because he would sell tickets for me and let me put a poster up, and it was all of this. You must have seen, your dad took great pride in showing me I watched loads of videos with him, showing me the This Is Your Life clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great one, isn't it? Your dad looks really peed off as well, though. If you've not seen it, dear listener, maybe on YouTube, I don't know. It's they're doing Singing in the Rain in a theatre, and it's really big, lavish production, and there's water everywhere, and it's a soaking wet stage. And Michael Aspel walks out with the big red book, Little and Large, This Is Your Life. And your dad, for the first bit, looks like, what are you doing on my stage? Get off my stage. Oh, it's This Is Your Life. Right, I see.
I mean, at the time, that was such a huge program, and it was such an honour to get that. And yeah, I remember, because obviously I think I was only 11 at the time, so I wasn't really entrusted with the secret.
Did they not tell you?
Well, it's only until maybe a few days before, and I always remember, because we left. We were in Blackpool because I was doing summer season with Joe Longthorne. And I remember being in the car, and I lied to my dad as like a 10 or 11-year-old, going, "Oh, we're going to go see Nan and Grandad. Are we going to go see Nan and Grandad?" And Mum's going, "Yeah, of course we are." And then we drove to the studio. That was like my first acting role, I think, when I was about 10, of trying to fool my dad into not realising he was going to be on This Is Your Life. But that was great. I mean, it was all really exciting. I remember sitting in the studio waiting for them to arrive, because we must have been there for quite a while beforehand, and then, it is literally, they get picked up and they go straight to the show. There's no sort of, This Is Your Life, and then they record it however many days later. It was really the end of the show, and then they drove down to the studios, and then we filmed it. So I think they filmed it maybe 1:30 in the morning.
Incredible.
And yeah, I remember being so excited and so nervous, because I was about to be on television, and I'm like 10 years old, and then for Dad to meet all his friends. And in fact, Sid was talking to us about This Is Your Life the other day, because unfortunately so many are no longer with us. You had Norman Collier, who Dad and Sid and our family absolutely adored. You had Frank Carson on there as well. People sadly no longer with us, and that sort of group of Sid, Dad, Frank Carson, Norman Collier, and I think Jim Davidson as well they did like quite a few summer seasons in a row, I think, and I think it was in Blackpool, and they were sort of like thick as thieves for a while, just having a great time. And it's a shame that sort of era is. I mean, I guess everyone's sort of at that age now, but Dad loved it, and he made so many friends in and out of the business of sort of that era, really.
Ryan, very quickly, I think Katherine, we had a few problems with Katherine. Are you there now, Kath?
I am, yeah. I'm listening intently.
It was, Eddie was just the perfect guest, wasn't he?
So
when we
lovely.
had him on.
So lovely. You know, as a Mancunian growing up and having someone who talked like my granddad, talked like my family on television, it was a big deal to me. And so to finally meet him, I didn't really know what to say when we met in Portishead, but he was everything I hoped he would be. The warmth was there. I thought the nerves were really charming, and he did such a great job. Such a great job. It was such a pleasure to meet him. Such an honour.
Thank you.
Ryan, your dad was a legend. It's an overlook. John, my friend John, is sending me, just tweeted me a picture of that night when he met your dad. It's an overused word, but your dad was a legend, and you talk about that generation of comedians. They're kind of the bridge from the old music hall to comedy that we have now, and there aren't many of them left, and people would kill to get 22, 23, 24 million viewers, which is what your dad was getting every single week, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get those figures and be crap. You know, there's got to be something going on. It was I was, by the way, I was so touched. So I was asleep when Good Morning Britain was on. I woke up to loads of people saying, Eddie's son has just mentioned you on Good Morning Britain. I'm like, what? I was so honoured that you and your mum considered that worthy of mentioning in that tribute to your dad. So thank you. It was a thrill for me to play a tiny part in his life and you know, giving him a little bit of confidence, it sounds. So thank you for that. Ryan, lots of love to you and your mum and the rest of the family. How's Sid doing? Sid must be, I know they didn't see, you know, they saw each other on and off, and they weren't as physically as close as people might expect, but he must be gutted.
Well, I mean, the thing about Dad and Sid is that, I mean, they turned professional in 1963, and they were obviously friends long before that as well. So they've been like best friends for years and years and years, and they were like brothers, effectively. So it's so upsetting for Sid, and Sid gave a really nice eulogy at the funeral, just talking about the time when, sort of before we would have known, because we know about the sort of little and large progression and all that sort of the career side of things. So he more spoke about them as friends, and that's the thing. And despite the fact they worked so long together, they would speak every day.
Really?
Every day. And when Dad was in hospital, Sid and Cherie came down a couple of times in the build up to it. They might have lived at other ends of the country, but they spoke all the time. I think people always wonder what it's like with double acts. Are they as close off stage as they appear to be on? And to the end, they were great friends. And Sid lost not just someone that he was in a comedy double act with. He's lost one of his best friends, and but I think it really did hit Sid hard, and like it did with all of us. And but again, Sid, in everything that he's paid tribute to Dad, has been amazing, and him and his wife have spoken to us quite a few times over the past 3 weeks, just to make sure that we're okay, because we are close families. I mean, I grew up in their dressing room year after year, so I know them all. I know them so well, and their son Dominic, exactly the same. We both grew up. We were always there every pantomime, every Christmas, every summer. We would have been there, because the summer season used to be like 3 months long, and even pantomimes would start in November, end in March. So we'd be there wherever they were, in the dressing rooms all the time. So we're so close, the two families, and it's definitely hit them really hard. But it just goes to show that what they appeared to be like to everyone else, that is what they were like. They were best friends.
I did. I will let you go in a second. I did remember that I had to apologise to your dad, because I did a show with him. I was on The Weakest Link with him. It was
I know.
It was a comedian special. I'm not quite sure how I snuck on there, but it was like old school versus new school. And the penultimate round, it was me, your dad, and Jim Bowen. And me and Jim voted your dad off. I'm so sorry. Me and your dad voted. Me and Jim voted your dad off.
Because he's told me many a time he was also the strongest link that round.
Yeah, he was. I know, it's terrible. I can hear the anger in your voice. I'm so
not going to say that we as a family bear a grudge, but never mind.
Oh, may God bless him wherever he is now, and lots of love to you. Please give your mum a big hug from me, because I adore Patsy so much, and love to the rest of the family. Very quickly, not very quickly, as long as you want. Your dad, as we know, had a lot of heart problems, and you're raising some money, aren't you, for one of the places that really, that saved his life first time round.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. That slipped my mind. But so in honour of Dad, we set up a Just Giving page. So 17 years ago, Dad had a heart transplant, and effectively, if Dad hadn't have had it, he would have died 17 years ago. So we got 17 years that we would never have got, and it was it's been an absolute blessing. So my nieces and nephew, they would never have met Dad had he not had this heart transplant. And
there's a thought, isn't it?
It's things like that, and Dad was a big campaigner for the opt out with donors and things like that, and the gift that the donor gave of the extra 17 years as a family, I can't. There's nothing we can do to repay it. But what we've tried to do is set up this Just Giving page. If people were fans of Dad and were in any way touched by everything that they did in terms of making people smile, making people happy, and you want to give a contribution, no matter what it may be, whatever you can afford, if anything. I know everyone's sort of fundraising at the moment. It's just our way of trying to honour Dad and pay back for those 17 years that we got. And it's Papworth Hospital, with a hospital that he had. And one thing I need to say about that hospital as well is, even a couple of days ago, Papworth Hospital rang my mum just to see how she was doing.
Wow.
Because they would go up
That's
to Papworth
classy.
every month and they were in constant contact. So every time Dad had anything wrong with him, Papworth would always be involved because they had to make sure the heart was okay and all the tablets he was on. But even to the point of now, they still check in on Mum to make sure she's okay. And that, to me, just shows what the NHS and that hospital are all about. It's an NHS hospital, and the care and the duty of care that they did. I'm just so thankful for everything that they did throughout, not just the transplant, but all the support afterwards. And I think maybe I shouldn't say this, but there was even a nurse who came to Dad's show from Papworth on the show that you did, because they sort of, as he did with you, he made an impact with people that were treating him and things like that. And they've just become such a major part of our family that anything, if people want to contribute, it's a fundraising page. I can tweet it out. But if you tweet it,
and I'll retweet it. I'm just looking at the total now. So far, you've got over 1,600 quid. So well done. But if you send me a little tweet with it, I'll post it out again. And
thank you. I really appreciate that.
Quid.
Yeah,
Ryan, lots of love, mate. Stay in touch, and I look when this nonsense is over. But let's meet up and have a lunch or something.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be great.
Nice one, Ryan. Thank you, mate. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks so much. Thank you both. Bye bye.
Ah, man, Katherine. And the thing is, I forget it's the guy's dad, and it's a really recent event. You know, you forget that time has become elastic. You know, Eddie Large doesn't seem like a real person to us because he's Eddie Large off the telly. And I did go in a little bit. I don't want to say hard. It wasn't a hard, but you know, you forget. The guy's just lost his dad. You know, it's tough thing. He's such a nice man, though, wasn't he, Ryan? And Eddie was just. Delightful. Shall we?
It's just a lovely family. Honestly, you were talking a little bit about Patsy and how everyone loves her. They're just such a charismatic bunch. You know, the fact is that they were open and warm and fun and, you know, exuberant and everything people want to be around. What a family. What a beautiful family.
Let's take a little break, and then when we come back, we will take your calls, dear listener. 03 444 991,000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
All right, Boyley, let's do this, shall we? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to Dredge. Good evening, Dredge.
Hello. So, I mean, that whole show was like so DIY. And the thing, you know, the Eddie Large...
Oh, the Eddie Large thing in Portishead, wasn't it?
And the thing about it was... It could have all gone It could have all gone disastrously wrong, but it all
because you were planning to assassinate him, weren't you?
Well, I like to keep that quiet, but it all went completely right.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing was the atmosphere after that show. You know, the atmosphere during the show and then afterwards, the atmosphere was still sort of heightened. And, you know, I've rarely experienced anything like that at a show.
It was magic. I mean? It was magic. That was love. That was pure love in that room. And I was a nervous wreck, and it was just joyous. Everything fell into place. And what a thrill. One of my top 10 things that I've done in my life that evening, easily.
Do you mind me... I mean, what made you put that on? Because you'd never done it before, and I doubt you'll do something like that again. What was it that actually made you do that? Because it was a lot.
We liked him. That's what happened. We really liked him.
We clicked more than I've ever clicked with another guest. I just felt a connection with him. I felt bad that he obviously didn't feel loved, and he, in some parts of that interview, as well, I remember, I've not heard it back. He felt like he was a little bit embarrassed of some of his history, and I just thought, no, that's not right. In my head, I thought if this goes well, we can make a little tour out of this, and you know, we can go and do shows all over the country. But he only wanted to do that one, and that was that. It just, I tell you why I did it, Dredge. It just felt like a really nice thing to do to someone. It felt like a really easy gift to give to someone that I respected a lot. And I think we, off the top of my head, I think we made about $2,000 on the tickets. I think I took 300 quid out of that. which didn't cover the posters and the hiring costs and the petrol and all of that. I was down by about 200 quid, but I took that to cover some of it and gave him the rest, and I don't think he needs the money. His apartment was stunning. But I wanted to show him that I wasn't there to rip him off. This was purely about him having a good night.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he turned up yesterday on television. It was a programme about Blackpool that was absolutely fascinating. It's probably still on the iPlayer, and he said he was amazed when he saw his face go by on the side of a tram. Because they had these adverts about these shows, and what was interesting, a lot of the people on that programme were very self-deprecating. I mean, Cannon and Ball were on it, and they said they turned up for the show on the North Pier, and there was this massive queue going down to the sea, and Bobby Ball says to Tommy, "Who's on besides us then?" It was just them, there was nobody else. Yeah. And I just, it's fascinating.
The thing I think about those, and we had Tommy Cannon on, and we talked about it briefly. I wonder how much double acts, of which there aren't that many, but double acts from that era, felt they were in the shadow of Morecambe and Wise, in the same way that all bands from the 60s are compared to the Beatles. Because Morecambe and Wise were good, but when they went to ITV, they were awful. I mean, the ITV stuff is unwatchable, and some of the Christmas specials we get every year are great, but some of their stuff was hit and miss. And I think Cannon and Ball Cannon and Ball make me laugh more than Morecambe and Wise. And there must be something about you're never going to be as good as Morecambe and Wise.
I think there's also perhaps a little bit of a northern thing going on where you talk yourself down because you don't want to sound like you're above your station. Yeah. And I also think that the times we've spoken to quote unquote heritage acts, right, they're always waiting for the kick. They're always waiting for us to say, Daniels. Yeah, actually, we think you're old-fashioned and crap. And they're waiting for the punchline to be them. And so, and for many years, 90s, they were the punchline. I can completely understand it. And so I think that is still a factor for a lot of these acts. And it's a real shame because they were showmen, like proper showmen.
Do you know what? When you said that, Kath, for some reason, I thought you were going to say, and it's a real shame because they were proper shit. When I heard that emphasised shit, I thought, oh my gosh, where's showman? I'm so sorry.
Do you know a lot about Blackpool? I mean, I've never been there, but that programme is enough to make me want to go.
Yeah, when I was a kid, going to Blackpool was something. I mean, we were from Manchester, so it wasn't very far away. And I remember us all piling into my auntie's transit van and being taken to Blackpool, and it was a proper day out. It felt the closest to a holiday you could get. And for the adults, it was, they call it the Vegas of the North, and not for no reason. Yeah, okay, it's got a bit shabby and stuff, but the Tower Ballroom, some of these acts that went to Blackpool, they wouldn't have been able to, people there wouldn't have been able to go to London to see these people. It was a big deal. It was proper showbiz. And so, Blackpool has got a real place in people's hearts over there.
There was a brilliant anecdote Sir Pollard told on this documentary when they were doing Heidi High there.
Howdy ho.
Thank you. You've seen it. There was a reception for them, and the mayor of Blackpool was there with all the dignitaries or whatever. And they didn't have canapes; they had jammy Dodgers. I just thought that was brilliant.
Dredge, nice to talk to you, mate, and thank you again for your help on that night in Portishead. It was lovely, me and Eddie bossing you around as you're running around getting the questions from the audience. And it was, I'm really grateful for the help because I was totally out of my depth. And so having someone there, Kath came and helped out, and having you there, it really meant a lot, mate. So thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. See you later. Let's go to James. Good evening, James.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Hi,
James, what you got for us?
Hi, first time caller, by the way.
How long have you been listening for?
A couple of years.
There's the bell for you.
You get the bell.
Thank you. Just wanted to give you a call in, really, just to say well done on the way you handled that rude caller last night. And I hope I didn't get you down today.
Well, no. For those who don't know, this was the call there was a call at the end of the show last night. It didn't get me down. I was a little bit angry afterwards, just the way I was spoken to. But what Catherine and I have got into a really nice habit of, after the show, pretty much straight after the show, I'd turn everything off, and then we WhatsApp each other. We have a WhatsApp video phone call, I believe it's called. And we just talk through the show, bits that we thought worked, bits that we didn't, you know, and have a little whinge about some of you callers. And we just talked. Kath was angry, and I was angry, and we just talked each other down. And in the end, we felt sorry for her. We felt sorry for her. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, me 4 or 5 years ago, I'd have told her to get stuffed. But that's not me now, and I just felt sorry for her that someone was so angry, and so, you know, had to make up stuff. Not everyone agrees with you. We've had a few texts coming in. Ian, could I just give out a big shout out to your caller Jill last night? Well, that wasn't her name. Who brought you down to size and gave you more than a bit of your own medicine, Ian Lee. Well done, Jill, for beasting this far left nut job. Okay.
Rubbish. Yeah.
And then there was a tweet somewhere. So it's really interesting. Some people heard a different thing to what you heard, James. And that's always going to be the way it is. You know, if people like me, they will have heard, you know, a very angry woman embarrassing herself. If people dislike me, they would have heard me being humiliated. I think if people had been sensible and neutral, they would have heard something very similar to what you heard, James.
Well,
and that's fine.
The thing that wound me up, Ian, is she didn't actually even know what she was ringing in about.
It did. I was thinking through it last night, and it was she'd phoned up to complain because she'd heard half of a phone call, which was about another phone call she had not heard. So she'd heard about a quarter of what she was complaining about. I just listen. Those people I feel sorry for.
Well, I just wanted to ring up, make sure you're all right, that's all. So.
Thank you, mate. I am absolutely fine. Tip-top dandy. I've had a great day, James. Thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Amy, can I just check? Are my levels okay where you are?
Yeah.
Beautiful. It works. You can go and watch the show on YouTube now. YouTube.com/Iain Lee. I finally got the bloody thing working. Oh, my God, Catherine. What a technical nightmare.
Yeah, but out of technical nightmares comes improvement, so...
It comes improvements. Let's talk to Daniel, and then we'll you and I can have a little proper chat, or maybe we'll do that after the news. Good evening, Daniel.
Hello, Lee and Kate.
My kids, Daniel, they like... every now and then they get vaguely interested in what I do. And the other day, my kids said, when do you get the weirdest callers? And I said, well, we get, when it's a full moon, we get weird callers. And we tend to get weird callers sort of Thursday, Fridays. That's when it tends to get a little bit more strange. And they said, give us an example of a weird caller. And do you know what I discussed with them, Daniel, to give that example?
No idea.
No, not a clue.
Not a clue, yeah.
It was you, Daniel. It was you. And I said, we have a caller called Daniel who is either absolutely insane or is a genius. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I'll tell you. And I explained your plan about drones trying to deliver stuff and flying and then landing on taxis that would take them part of the way. Then they'd fly a little bit and then they'd land on a taxi. And I said to my boys, who are 10 and 8, I said, right, boys, is that genius or is that absolutely nuts? Have a guess what they said.
Genius.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. So I apologise for everything I've ever said. My kids think you're a genius, Daniel. Keep at it.
Yeah, one day I mapped all the colours into algorithms. So from 0 to 9 you have different colours, and I would say what are the colours of the algorithm.
Have you done that, or are you going to do that?
Yeah, I did it. But today I called for another reason.
No, whoa, hang on a minute. You've got, an Excel spreadsheet or something of callers?
We have 10 algorithms, right? 10 numbers.
Yes.
Each of these 10 numbers is one different color.
So what does that... I'm going to
So
regret
what, you've
this,
mapped
Catherine.
10 colours, or you've mapped them all?
So the color of 0 would be black and white. The color... sorry. The color of 9 would be black and white. The color of 0 would be transparent.
Oh.
And then we would have other colors.
And so you're not you're not writing about specific callers, like it wouldn't be Barry from Watford is a 9. You've just made, what, a piece of art?
Number 7 would be Ferrari, the red color.
Yes. Can you send this to me?
Yeah, I'll send. I have to find it. It will take me some time to find it, but I'll send.
Okay.
But
hang on a minute. You're saying colours, not callers.
Yeah, the same colors. Yeah. But today I called because we have this problem. It
doesn't really matter, does it?
He's saying colours, not callers, and then he went, yeah, colours, callers. Okay. Go on. So what did you call him for tonight, Daniel, my brother?
We have this problem with haircuts. Like, we cannot go to the barber for an haircut. And so one solution would be to use ultraviolet light to clean the devices.
What devices?
Yeah, you can buy
Scissors.
online. You can buy this ultraviolet light that kills everything, including
Kills the lices, did you say?
Ultraviolet.
Oh.
Ultraviolet light. If you have cats and you are allergic to the cat's germs, you can put the cat.
Have you been hanging out with Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You absolute genius! I love it. Okay, and so ultraviolet light would. Are you saying it would cure coronavirus?
Yeah, it does. It does. So the thing is, my wife doesn't want to do me an haircut, and I cannot do it myself.
No. Yeah, but haircuts. Yes.
You've got a wife. Okay.
Yeah, I have
sorry,
a wife, but my wife doesn't want to cut my hair. And
Is your wife Jessie J?
No. You know, no on eBay. You can buy a nono.
Yes, I know about no-nos.
What's a no-no?
No.
It's a hair. It's for like getting rid of fuzzy hair. So your tash and all that. If you're a lady,
okay.
I don't understand why we're talking about no-nos now, but I'm intrigued.
You can buy a nono for less than 50 quid.
Wowzers, that's a bargain.
Yeah, it's quite good. It uses laser to cut the...
Yeah, but isn't that for very fine hair? It's not for, like, head hair, is it?
I think it's perfect, but my wife doesn't want to use it, and she has a problem, like, she doesn't want to use it, like...
Hang on a minute.
Let me say yeah!
That's all good.
Is this the song that you play when you get your hair cut with your no-no? Takes a long time to get to the chorus. Don't bore us, get to the chorus. So you've cut your own hair with a no-no?
He's put the phone down.
Is he put the phone down?
Yeah.
What? Well, it turns out there is a limit. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
All lined up in a wedding group, here we are for a photograph. We're all dressed up in a morning suit, all trying not to laugh. Since the early caveman in his fur took a trip to Gretna Green, there's always been a photographer to record the happy scene. Oh, dear flashbang, what a picture, click, what a picture, what a photograph. Poor old soul, blimey, what a joke, hat blown off in a cloud of smoke. Clap hands, stamp your feet, banging on the big bass drum. What a picture, chilly pum 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 pum. Stick it in your family album. The same thing happened long ago when man was in his prime. And what went on we only know from the snaps he took at the time. When Adam and Eve in their birthday suit decided to get wed. As Adam
Get ready to join in, Barry. Here we go.
camera said, hold it, flashback, what a picture, what a picture, what a photograph.
His ass up there, stamp your feet, banging on the big bass drum. What a picture,
Oh, dear God. Put his line down. That was awful. Put his
Read it
line
in the
down.
folio or seen it in a Shakespeare play. How Juliet fell for Romeo in the merry month of May. And as he climbed the orchard wall to reach his lady fair, as he tumbled, she
Let's give Barry one more chance. Come on, Barry. You can do this. Are you ready?
Yes!
Go!
What a picture, what a picture, what a photograph. It all rolled down, it was that, it was his head, stamp your feet, banging on a big bass drum, bong. What a picture, rum tiddly tum 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 tum. Iain Lee, you stick it up your bum. Hello?
That was awful. That was awful. I thought you would have been SH1T hot at singing that, but that was terrible, man.
I know most of it. There was just a little stanza I was not familiar with, but I did know most of it.
Okay. Did you ever meet Tommy Steele?
Oh, but half a sixpence, not half. Yeah, he's from
And was he called that
Bermondsey.
because... Was he called half a sixpence because he had the end of his penis blown off?
Yes, that's correct. But can I tell you this? This is true, and I don't know whether to tell you this.
Oh, tell us. We won't
When
tell
I
anyone.
used to do Steve Wright in the afternoon, and no one's given me the sack, so maybe I will be going back there.
Oh, you were the old man. They wouldn't call you Barry from Watford, would they?
No, that was the old lady. They would call me Barry.
Oh, okay.
I met...
Funny when you were doing that, because I remember thinking, oh, that's weird. That's, didn't
well,
ask
I
for
did it
permission.
for about 10 years.
Yeah, didn't ask for permission.
When I was waiting to go on once, I started talking to Tommy Steele. Outside the studio. I was about to go in.
Sharing a cheeky snout.
That's it. And we're all, talking about clogs and, pearly cockney kings and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
And this is where I think I'm
Pearly cock rings and kings.
Wow.
I might tell you about this another time. It's not on the
No,
air.
tell us about pearly cock rings and
No,
kings.
I don't want to, because I don't want Tommy to be cross with me.
Well,
I'll tell you another time, Ian.
Oh, that is well done, Barry. That is the first time I've ever heard you censor yourself, and it's something I think you could do a whole lot more.
Wow, come on, I'm funny. I'm
Okay.
funny, am I?
Go on, be funny.
I'm doing a Keep Your Spirits Up special.
Hang on a minute.
Do the
Right. Here we go.
Not the crap one.
No, the good one. Oh, hang on.
Keep your spirits up special. We don't want to go mental. We're all stuck at home. Someone throw me a bone. And we will get the special. The last bit don't work. Get the cat a special. Get the cat a special. I don't know what that means.
What have we got tonight, Barry? We're excited. The mood is up anyway because our Prime Minister Boris Johnson is back. He's fighting coronavirus single-handed. So the mood is pretty up at the moment, Barry. How can you take us higher, baby? Take me higher, baby. I want to get higher.
Well, I got to be honest. I did ring up and I didn't have much to say.
Okay, for the last 20 years, yes.
No, but what I wanted to say is I once went to Blackpool and it was jolly nice.
Okay.
And
I'm really hoping there's an anecdote somewhere in this.
A comedian called Mike Lancaster. I saw Bobby Davro. What's his name? Cooperman. Russ Abbott.
Cooperman. Cooperman. That's the thing. That's how you do. That's how you remember Ross Abbott.
Yeah.
He's Cooperman. I would have gone with Brooke Bond.
Brooke Bond.
Basildon Bond.
Basildon Bond.
Oh, Miss Funny Fanny used to do that.
Funny. He's basically doing, on a show for kids, a joke about the shape of a woman's vagina.
Well, yes, it is a bit funny, though, isn't it? But the thing is, what I was going to say was also on the bill was my favourite.
Yeah.
Do you remember the roly-polies with the mighty atom?
Oh, I do, yes. There was something about some of those roly-polies.
Oh, yes.
Did it for me as a young lad, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Big girls from then. I wonder if she's not still with us. Is she the mighty atom?
I suspect with a lifestyle like that, she probably passed away some time ago.
Okay, let's not bring that down. No. So I don't. The long and short of it is that I don't have much to confess. So that's the truth of it. But unlike some of your callers, I'm prepared to be upfront about it.
Exactly. At least we don't waste any time fannying about trying to fish for something. You have acknowledged you haven't got anything.
No, I haven't. But I want to phone it and just do my little bit for everyone. If you're feeling a bit down, everyone, don't worry. We'll be out of this soon. Come on.
We won't. We're going to be in it for years.
I've got an idea for Barry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of just telling people
I've got
to...
an idea for Barry, but I'm not allowed to say it on the radio.
We've done the G'ing up thing. We've done it a few times. Why don't we go 2020 and do a guided meditation?
Ooh.
Get everyone with their eyes closed. Get them breathing right, Barry. You can suggest whatever you like.
What a lovely idea.
Ian, have you got the meditation music?
I have got some meditation. Music.
Let's get all zen in that.
That's what you need.
If you want to... Here we go.
Be the best.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, that's an advert. That's not it. Hang on a second.
Just while Ian's finding the music, just take a chance to limber up a bit. Just shake it out, guys.
Do you know what meditation is?
No, you shake it out first, just to say you're not tense.
I don't know if you do shake it up.
Look, who's leading this?
I'm so sorry.
The Dalai Lama, come on.
Yep, sorry.
That's it. Could I have 2 poppadoms, please, and a Kingfisher?
He's gone racist. He's gone full
Well,
racist.
that's what it sounds like.
He's gone racist.
It doesn't sound like a Tibetan, abbey. It sounds like...
A Tibetan abbey?
Well, a Tibetan monastery. It sounds like the Rajduts in Crouch End, doesn't it?
All right, let me type in here
God, blimey.
Music. Here we go.
Just while Ian's finding the music,
Oh,
don't limber up. Just sit down. Just
Yeah,
relax.
there
Deep breaths. That's it.
Oh, that's nice.
Who's this then? Enya?
We were before the lockdown. Me and Kath were on Thursdays. James Whale has musicians coming in to the show to sing and dance and stuff. Some of them aren't that great. Some of them are brilliant, right? And most of them aren't very well known. You'll never guess who he had in one night. It wasn't Enya, but it's a bit like Enya.
Kiki D?
No. Think a bit like... No, she's nothing like Enya. Think a little bit like Enya.
It's someone who's ethereal.
Ethereal, yeah. Someone ethereal.
Oh, God, is it someone like Judy Zook?
No, it's someone really like Enya. Like they might have shared a womb at one point.
Identical to Enya.
Oh, God. So she's ethereal, she's like Enya.
There's a woman in it, but it's a group. Let me give you a clue. I'll give you a clue.
Lindisfarne.
Not Lindisfarne. Here we go. Robin,
the hooded man.
Robin.
the hood goes, the hood is mine.
You know it goes, Hood.
Just go, hood.
It goes,
Can you give me a clue?
we're giving you a clue.
All right, let's do it together, because it needs more than
3, 2, 1.
the hooded man.
God. Sounds terrifying.
Whose terror is this?
Okay. Relax.
No, hang on, this isn't the meditation. We're telling you who the artist is.
Oh.
You recognise this?
Oh, it's not.
Go on.
It's not Sarah Thingy who went out with
Sarah
Andrew
Brightman.
Lloyd Webber. No.
It was Clanad, mate.
Oh, but she was in Clanad, wasn't she, Enya?
Oh, she might have been. Oh, well, there you go. You should have got it even easier then.
Oh,
I need a bloody meditation now. My left arm's gone numb.
Isn't that lovely? Are we on to the meditation or not?
What did you say?
I don't know.
Did you say hummy hummy hoo?
I was doing that song.
My boys are in the choir at school, and they were singing a song the other day. I used to around the house, and I said, "What is that?" Oh, I thought we were singing in choir, and it's like some sort of native African song, right? Which is great, but they're two posh white kids, and they're singing this African song, and it sounded like you going, "Hominimino." It just sounded very out of place. Very out of place. Also, I don't want them singing African songs. Okay, I'm a racist. Right, let's. Here we go. Everybody.
Is
Everybody
it? We're ready now. Meditation.
We're doing it now.
Let me turn the big light off.
Big light off. Breathe in through your nose.
All right, I'm doing it.
Out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. And now,
Kat, stop making me laugh, please.
and now just try to... Can you not speaking, please, in the class? If you can now just imagine all the things that you were worrying you about today, all that stuff, get rid of it. Put it into a box.
Can we carry on breathing in and out?
Yeah, this is simultaneously as you're breathing, you know. And just think about all them things. Go to a safe place, somewhere safe. Open the door of Open the door of this special place. Put all your cares in there. Shove them all in there. Shove them in. Push them all in. Lock the door.
Are we suppressing pain here? Aren't we supposed to release it?
Anything you want to release. Just try and follow this mantra. Can you play it again, Ian? The mantra.
I'm gonna go. Let me stop the music. I can't play the mantra.
The mantra.
Oh my God. Here we go. Here's the mantra.
Yeah, after 3.
Hang on. No. Don't be so confident. So I've lost it now.
Oh, crap.
Here we go. Right, you count us in.
1, 2.
Sorry, I
know it off by heart. 1.
Oh, you do it. Yeah, all right, you do. Either you'll do it or I'll play it, and Kath has to guess who's doing it.
Tamata wakatangi hangi kuwe uo tamataya tuli puka kapiki monga hora nuku poka wena wakatana tahu mataku waitanga nuru kawa mikitora. Tamata wakatangi hangi kuwe uo tamataya tuli puka kapiki monga hora no kupoka wena wakatana tahu mataku waitanga nuru kawa mikitora.
One more time.
Somewhere listening to this is a Maori going, well, that's very rude.
You know, and so it goes on. Well, I hope that's helped.
Is that it? We done?
Yeah, try to come round now. Come round now. Yeah, and that's it. Just breathe. Open your eyes. Look around. There we are.
And I've got some good news, Barry.
You feel much better?
The mighty atom is still alive, mate.
Oh, my God.
Isn't it? This is what Dippy is telling me on Twitter. The mighty atom, Mo Morland, is still alive.
Fantastic news, everybody. Stop worrying. I've been thinking about that for quite some time. The mighty atom's alive. Wonderful stuff, everyone. Good night. Night all.
Night, Barry.
Night. Speak to you tomorrow or...
Well,
yeah, we'll see how we go. No, night all. No, night. Yeah, I've done that, Margaret. It was all right, yeah.
This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Wowzers. Some show, Kath. I've got a terrible headache after that. That's the worst meditation I've ever been involved in.
He must have opened your third eye, did he? What's going on there?
I think I opened my fourth eye. Let's go to Fraser. Good evening, Fraser.
Hello?
Hello, Fraser.
Hi, this is Fraser's daughter. I'm Keegan, I'm 15.
Well, nice to talk to you. Have you killed Fraser?
No, but I kind of want to.
Whoa, what the hell's going on there?
I'm joking. I'm just wondering if you could unblock my dad for me, please, because he's a big fan and he's really sad. He doesn't want to upset you.
Well, we'll block him from what?
Twitter.
When did I block him?
When did you block him? I mean, when did he block you? 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
What did I block? Oh, no. Has he been on the show before to talk about it?
Probably. He's angry.
Let me talk to him.
Okay.
Hello?
Have you been on the show to talk about being unblocked before?
No.
Right. Then did I block you on Facebook as well?
No. I'm not on Facebook.
Well, why did I block you on Twitter?
I just gave a bit of constructive criticism, that was all.
Aha! What did you say exactly? Word for word. Quote it.
It was that long ago, I can't really remember. It was just the things that people... I really don't know, but it was like so silly. It was like really trivial. To you
no, it was. No, I'm not. Listen, it was nice to talk to your daughter, but I'm not going to unblock you. I've kind of got a rule in place that works for me. If you're blocked, you stay blocked. The number of people who've said, unblock me, man, I didn't say anything. And then I go back and look at what they've said, and...
It wasn't really bad. It wasn't. It really wasn't.
To you, it wasn't. But obviously, it was enough for me to go, I don't want that in my timeline.
It was a bit harsh, but that wasn't... It was harsh.
What was harsh? What you said?
No, the blocking was harsh.
It's not. It's not harsh.
No, it was.
I'm glad I blocked you, and I'm keeping you blocked.
Why?
Because you're quite argumentative and contrary.
But you like that on here.
And rude.
No, I'm not rude.
I think you're rude.
No, I'm not rude. I'm really not.
Okay. I want to see the tweet. Is the tweet still up on your timeline?
No, it was like so long ago. Do you know what it was about? It was about a month or two ago when you had this thing where you were like telling people that you're not your friend, you're not their friend.
Yeah. I remember.
That was about it, and I said it was just a little bit not cool, and that was it. It was not.
No, I remember you. No, what you said was quite mean and hurtful.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, well, and I knew that you would say that, and you just failed the test. It wasn't to you, but that's how it was to me, and I think you need to be more considerate Well, yeah, Fraser.
No, I would never. No.
Well, Fraser, here's the thing. It may have been innocuous to you, but I don't think you consider other people's feelings.
I didn't consider their feelings.
Well, then listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I didn't find it innocuous. I found it upsetting and hurtful. I think it's really weird that you'd get your daughter to phone me up and ask me to unblock you. That makes me uncomfortable. And I'm happy with the block as it stands.
What I was doing was I was taking those people's feelings into consideration.
I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. I'm happy with the block. Has it negatively impacted on your life?
No, I just want to.
Then get on with it. Then get on with your life. Get on with your life. If it's not negatively impacted in your life, on your life, then get on with your life.
I can't.
Okay. Well, it's not happening, mate.
Why not?
None of your business.
Why not?
Do not take constructive criticism.
She's blocked as well. Fraser, you don't understand that you were rude to me, right?
I was not rude, I swear.
Well, there is your problem, because you didn't interpret. I bet you're one of those people. You just say it as it is, right?
No, I'm not one of those people who say it was. But the fact of the matter is, you were being pretty rude to your listeners. And I just thought that you should have had a little bit of advice on it, and that was it.
Fraser, I stand with the blocking. I remember your tweet. I am proud of the blocking, and it will not be undone.
You're not.
I'm proud of blocking you. Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're not.
This is the fourth time in this phone call you've told me how I feel about something.
I think that you're feeling a little bit guilty about blocking me.
There's the fifth time. This whole phone call has been you projecting onto me and telling me how I feel about things that I know how I feel about, and you're wrong.
I've been a long time listener, so I've got.
That's great news. You can carry on listening. Being blocked on Twitter doesn't prevent you from carrying on listening.
Yeah, but I will carry on listening.
I know you will. It's the best show on the radio.
I will.
You've told me 5 times in this call how I feel about stuff. And you've been wrong every single time.
I've been right every single time.
There you go. That's 6. I don't like you.
Yeah, you do.
7. Fraser, you're staying blocked. I'm pleased with that block. That's one of my best blocks. And you're not being unblocked.
I love you, man.
Thanks for the call. 03444991000. He sounded sorry, Catherine.
No, he didn't. And also using his daughter to do it.
That was weird. That was weird.
Strange.
Cowardly.
But also, please unblock me. I'm not sorry. I didn't do anything wrong. I can't tell you what I said, but you definitely took it the wrong way.
I remember what you said. It was when I was addressing the listeners saying, look, we're not friends. We're not friends. Some people were getting a little bit close to thinking we were friends. And I've made a couple of friends off of this show, David and Ollie, and there's a handful, Matty and a few others. But I was aware that perhaps I was misleading. I was allowing some listeners to think that perhaps we were friends when we weren't. And I addressed that, I thought, in a very calm, polite way. And he sent me an aggressive, and it was rude, tweet telling me why I was wrong.
What I heard there in that conversation was he's one of the people we're kind of talking to. You know, don't think that you can, that you know better than anyone else what Ian's thinking. That's the weirdest thing. I know you, though. I know what you want me to say. I know you like me talking like this. It was bizarre. And here's the other thing. When we say we are not friends, it's not we're not friends because we wouldn't want to be friends with you, or that, you know, somehow we think we're better or above or not the same as you. It's not that at all. It's to be fair, because some people get real unrealistic expectations. There are some people that listen to this radio show and think every single thing we say is about them, and that's dangerous for them and it's dangerous for us. So sometimes we have to draw those boundaries.
Let's go to Ian. Good evening, Ian.
Hello, Ian. How are you doing? Hi, Kath.
Hey, Ian.
What you got?
Everyone okay? What I was calling about was that was a lovely chat that you had with Eddie's son Ryan.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Really nice guy.
It was really, really nice. And it's just, you know, if he's still listening, just, send all our love, to him and the family. But I know how it is. It's difficult to lose a parent. So, yeah. But you okay, guys?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've had a nice day. I've just been sent the tweet from a very long time listener in the last 2 podcasts, having a little pop at people who are probably just fans.
Oh, was that guy that was on a minute ago?
Yeah, someone just sent me the tweet, calling them too clingy and to stop thinking they're your friend is a bit arrogant and not cool, man. Block. I don't like the tone of that. Block.
No, that's not cool, Ian.
Block. It's not cool, man.
Can I sing a song?
Anyway, what can we do? You want to sing us a song? Please do.
Can I sing a Beatles song?
Why the hell not?
Okay. It's I Will from the White Album.
The what album?
The White Album.
No such record, mate. Do you mean the double album?
The Beatles,
it's called The Beatles, yes. The double album, The Beatles by The Beatles. Okay,
the Beatles by The Beatles, yeah. Okay, can I go for it?
Just do it, man.
Okay. Who knows how long I've loved you? You know I love you still. Will I
Thanks very much for your call. 0344 499 1000. No. You don't get to pick it up after that. Let's go to Pippa. Good evening, Pippa.
Oh, yeah. I was enjoying that song, man.
Oh, well, you can always go and buy The Beatles and listen. It's a good song, that one. I like that. It's a nice song. There's some nice songs on that record, and there's some dross as well. Anyway, Pippa, what can we do for you this evening?
I rung up to update myself like I do every couple of months on my journey.
By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/Iain Lee, there is now nudity. I'm flicking my nipples.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
There we go. That's just something for the boys and girls on there. I like to give them a little extra special stuff. Come on then, Pips. What's
fans?
Nipple? Something for the nipple fans, the little nipple fans. Pips.
Getting a bit nervous now.
Pips.
Yeah,
what's happening?
Right. Well, I don't know if you remember me from the past about my transition.
Yes.
Yes. And I think I rang up in January when I was waiting for a job to start. And I was really skint. I had no money and life was going really bad. But since then, my job has started. And only me can go from being a DJ to being a care worker in a pandemic.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me.
And working as a woman as well. It's just like, wow. Everything has just gone.
The world has been turned upside down.
Yeah, totally, and it's mad. But a lot of things have come out publicly now on Facebook to everybody.
Yeah.
Now that my son's school is now closed, and he doesn't have to go back, so I did that, and I didn't get one negative remark, which I'm really impressed with.
Beautiful.
Not one negative, so I was made up with that.
Yeah.
But a lot of rubbish things has happened. My partner decided a day after that she didn't want to be with me anymore and chucked me out.
Okay.
And I was like homeless for 24 hours. It was horrible. But a friend jumped in and said, you're staying with me. So that was that. And yeah, I'm really happy again. I've got everything I want in life. And today I've decided, I've put the application in and I'm changing my name by default.
Fantastic.
My female name.
Beautiful. I think this is the first time you've called in using the name Pippa, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is why it took me a second to make the connection because I thought so. Well done, brilliant. You're doing the deep-hold thing. Beautiful.
I'm made up now. I'm going to change my driving license and all that sort of thing.
Oh, it's really empowering. When I dropped my surname Rugby to become officially Iain Lee, and I did it because I was using that name for work, and I was going to get married, and I wasn't getting on with my dad, and all these reasons. And when I did it, and it's easy to do, and then it's a real faff to get the driving license and the passport and the bank and everything changed over because you've got to send them a copy of a thing and all of that. You can't send them a copy; it's got to be an original, and the originals cost about £12 each, and blah 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 blah. But once it starts coming, once you get a driving license through with your new name, or your first bank statement comes through.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's incredible, Pippa. It's so empowering. You start to feel, well, I started to feel like a different person, and you know, mine was just my surname. This is wicked. You're gonna love it.
Well, I'm loving it at work because I'm accepted for who I am.
Yeah.
They see me as a woman, and it's great. It's amazing how life has changed. It's scary with what I'm working and what I'm doing. In fact, it's really scary. I was actually crying the other day. It was that bad. But yeah, it's one of them things. Pete was a DJ, and I'm not a DJ anymore. I'm Pippa. I'm a different person, and I'm loving life. I might be single. It's a little drawback, but I've got to enjoy the single life for a bit.
You know, learn a bit more about yourself. Learn a bit more about yourself, and
well, that's what my daughter's saying. Yeah.
The right person will come along when the right person comes on. They should have. This is what we need. We need to invent a dating app for lockdown, right? Because Grindr and Tinder and all of those other, I don't know if there are any other apps. There must be. They're all about meeting up and giving it some of that, right? We need an app where you can meet someone, but you maintain social distancing. So you either go and stand outside their window, or talk over their fence, or you go and you go for a walk in a park, but 2 meters apart from each other. This is gonna be the future.
It is.
Pippa, I'm thrilled for you, and thank you so much for sharing that, and I wish you the best of luck.
I'm sure I will ring you again very, very soon.
Please do. Thanks a lot, Pippa. Take care. Oh, sorry, I burped there. That was disrespectful, Catherine. A disrespectful burp at the end.
And yet, standard practice.
Shut your face. Can I tell you what I've been doing all night? I've got 2 computers in front of me. I've got my PC, which stands for private computer, and I've got my lappy, that stands for laptop. I've got the mouse for the PC. But, of course, every time I'm trying to do something on the laptop, I grab the mouse to do it. Every single time this evening, I have done that. Because you know why? Because humans are thick. Humans are really, really thick. We are dumb.
You've got about 20 years of programming that you've got to undo there to stop reaching for that thing.
I've got so much I want to talk about tonight. I actually sat down and made a list of stuff to talk about. But we've just got loads of calls. So, shall we crack on with the calls?
Why not?
Let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll speak to Arlene, and then we've got Zach, and then we've got Alan. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000. Catherine, say hello to Arlene, please.
Oh, Arlene, where have you been?
Oh, hello, Catherine, and hello, Iain. How are you all right tonight?
Hello, who?
Hello, Iain.
Iain.
She said Iain.
Iain.
Iain?
Yeah. Or Iain, whatever way you want.
Well, Iain would be great, because that's my name. Who's Iain?
Iain is a different way of saying it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You absolute prune. How are you doing, Arlene?
I'm doing very well, and enjoyed your chat with Eddie Lodge's son, Ryan.
Ryan McGinnis, yeah. Oh, thank you. It's a nice way to start the show, I thought.
And he was talking about Frank Carson. Yes. Well, you know me mother, June.
Did she drop her pants in front of him?
No. OJ, as my dad used to be known as, he used to write...
O.J. Simpson?
No, he used to write jokes. And Frank Carson wrote to him and said, can you send me some gags? So my dad sent him about 6 or 7 jokes, and Frank Carson wrote him a letter back and said, I'm only going to use one of them in the comedians.
Oh, I remember the comedians, yeah, big show.
And all he had to pay for a gag back then was £1.
Oh, beautiful.
So he sent me that £1, and when I was reading this letter to my mum, because he had a big scrapbook, my dad, of all these joke tellers, he wrote for Bernie Clifton and a guy called Freddie Parrotface.
Parrot Face Davis, of course, yeah.
That's the one, yeah. But all these guys used to take his jokes and not pay him.
That's
So
the story
Frank
of comedy. That's how it goes.
So my dad once, I remember he put on The Good Old Days. So we're all sat there, all around the TV, and he said, "Oh, you've got to watch this. Bernie Clifton and the ostrich is going to go mad, and he's going to run into the audience, and he's going to attack this woman with all this big fruity hat she had on." And we're like looking at me dad going, "He's not right." And then suddenly the ostrich went, like it does, and went running in and started attacking this woman. We were like going, "How did he do that? How did he know that?" But we didn't know he wrote the gag.
Oh, I thought it was just because the act was great, but
what he did every
quite
time.
predictable.
But we did find, because he used to get a lot of royalties, my dad, for bits of music, because he wrote music after doing comedy.
Okay.
And one of these old computer printouts we found was he'd got royalties for from all over the world, different countries, for like some piece of his music that used in The Life of Brian,
Wow.
Brazil, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Flipping heck. Wow.
Yeah. And it used to come from all over, maybe like 5 cents or like $6 or something like that. Yeah, he used to get all the time.
Yeah.
And then there was something else that was mentioned, and it was MTV had continuously used this bit of his writing called Baby's Got a Temper, and we don't know what that was. And he used to get that all the time.
Baby's got a temper?
Baby's Got a Temper, it was called. And then he'd get like so many dollars or cents and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we
All right,
think it
Ali.
might have been what they used whenever all these like movie stars and TV stars got really cross about something. They played this little bit of music in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Arlene, it's always nice to hear your stories. And there's a tiny part of me that thinks it's bullshit. But
Oh, no, it's all
no, I
true.
know it's not. I know it's not. But every time you come on, you have something even more incredible.
But
than
even more
the-
stranger, Eamon Holmes came to our house when he did Ulster TV, and he interviewed me dad, because my dad was one of the first person, probably the only person, to be given a government grant for writing jokes. And he was telling Eamon Holmes a joke, and we had this, you know, them poofies that you sit on.
Yes, the poofies, yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Eamon
the pop
Holmes
group
was
in the
sat on this poofy, and he fell off it from laughing so much, but they didn't show that bit on Ulster
No,
TV.
of course not. Of course not. Arlene, thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Be patient on the phones tonight, guys, because we're having a little bit of a problem with the old phone system. So be patient. Be patient. I'm going to actually put that one there, Amy, if you don't mind. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Zach. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening. On the third week of lockdown, fourth, fifth.
I think we're in the fourth of lockdown. It doesn't matter. Time is irrelevant these days, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Longer for me, I guess, because we were just at school normally, and then I literally went to I find it funny because I went to Specsavers, and by the time I'd finished my appointment at Specsavers, GCSEs had been cancelled, and our lives had slightly changed.
Yeah. How are you feeling about GCSEs being cancelled? Because I was not a big exam person, so if this were happening to me, I would be over the moon. But I'm aware that it's not like that for everyone.
It was mixed emotions, but because I had so many friends that, you know, like, were with me at the same time that we found out, so, like, it was really interesting. Some people were very happy, some people were partying, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, everybody had their own opinion on it, but I think I might actually end up with grades better than I would have had if I actually sat my GCSEs, so that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels weird having everything, like, you know, taken away from you, especially as we were so ready. We were going to have like May holidays, revise, and literally just start not May holidays, whatever month it is now.
Well, it's nearly. Hang on. No, it's April. It's nearly May. I had to throw some sausages away today because they were out of date.
Oh yeah.
That's how I know what the date is. I threw some sausages away. It's today the 27th because I threw some sausages away.
28th.
Oh right. Well, I threw some sausages away that were 8 days out of date then.
Yeah. Well, all I really know lately is every 2 weeks. What the date is every 2 weeks on a Friday because it's when I get paid.
Oh well, there you go. But you're okay, Zach. Life is good. You're alive. You're well.
Yeah. Well, trying to get ready for college. So I've been I bought the workbooks.
It's never happening. It's never happening. We're never gonna have enclosed spaces ever again. I'm afraid, Zach. Life is over, as you know it. Now is the time to have babies because the babies will never know what it was like before this. This is it. This is it from now on. Honestly, we're going to have social distancing for the next 5 years, at least, if not forever. If this is my prediction, you heard it here first. We won't have lockdown, but we will have social distancing for the next 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a problem because I work at a theme park, so I don't know how social distancing is going to work at a theme park.
They will never open again. Theme parks are dead, Zach. They're over. Get over it. What you know, everything you know is wrong. It is history. Your thoughts and your memories. Thank you, Zach. 0344 499 1000. Your thoughts and your memories are now history books, Katherine. They are pointless. They are useless reminders of what the world used to be like.
Ah, the before times.
The before times. It's over. We're not going to go back to that. Honestly, social distancing for the next 5 years, if not for a generation. A generation is 20 years.
But you're bang up for that, aren't you? Because you had a nice shopping experience.
Oh, don't we? We haven't got time because we've still got loads of calls. And I want to go into so much detail about, I went into a supermarket today for the first time. And I need to share this, but let's do these calls first because it's going to take up an hour of talking about it. Alan,
hello,
Alan. What you got?
Ian, Kath, love you both.
Oh, we're the best.
Always the best.
Who do you love more? Who do you love more, Mummy or Daddy?
Oh, I'm not sure. Can I get back to you on that?
Nope, you got to answer it. Is it Mummy or is it Daddy?
I would never put you in this position, Alan.
I always love Daddy.
Daddy, it's Daddy.
Daddy's the best.
Daddy's the best.
He's got more to show. He's the biggest boy.
He's not your real dad. Anyway.
Whoa! You said you weren't going to tell him that.
Kath, come on. Nice.
What would you like, little Alan?
I'd like to sing. I'd like to bring joy to your life.
Why?
Well, what do you mean, why? That's cruel.
Well, I mean...
Kath, come on. There's no need for that. Just because I didn't put you first.
I tell you what. You talk to Katherine. I'm
no,
busy.
it's fine. No, talk to your favourite.
No, you talk to
Mummy.
Mummy.
I'm not talking to anyone who could carry on. That's just rude.
Talk to Mummy. Why do you want to sing?
Well, why not? I like singing. I'm good at singing. It's my thing.
It's your thing. It's your thing, baby.
Yeah. It's my thing, baby.
My thing,
baby. I've always loved Ian Lee. Always
it's my
favourite
thing, baby. My thing, baby.
My thing, baby. Absolutely, darling.
Thing, my pretty little.
We could put it in there. We could take it out. We could put it in again. You'd enjoy it,
pretty little chicken.
That's a bit dirty.
Put it in, pull it out, shake it all about. I do the hokey cokey with my dick.
Oh.
Go on then. But if you get cut off, don't have a hissy fit like the last.
I won't have a hissy fit. I might phone back and have a hissy fit. But what's that singer's name? Labi Sarif. Sifri? Is that his name?
I'm not here to educate you. I'm here to judge you.
No, you're here to help me.
I'm here to judge you.
No,
I don't judging you.
There's no need for that. I don't judge you. I respect you. I respect you.
Sing the bloody song, you idiot!
No, I'm not an idiot. That's rude.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Robin. Good evening, Robin.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Hey, Robin.
Sorry about my English. I pronounced your name in the wrong way. Sorry about that.
You pronounce our names beautifully.
Thank you.
Get it wrong again and we'll chop your fingers off, son.
Oh, okay. But, sorry, I don't know what to say. I'm just calling to chat about what's happened like last week, over the weekend. the good thing is all you need just send us an email saying there is a non-disadvantage policy, which will be, I think, helping for me to graduate. And that's a happy thing. An unhappy thing is about my mom, because she wasn't feeling well last weekend. And she went to the hospital to check after CT scan. The doctor said she had a bit problem with blood flowing into her brain. It is not very serious, but it just I'm gonna start to be worried about that. It has been improving since she has been taking some medicine, but just I can't help living very far away from home, so I just a little bit worried about the situation. That's literally all I feel like during the weekend. Iain.
Yeah, say that again. Sorry, I was reading a weird tweet from Uri Geller. Sorry. Say that last bit again, Robin. Sorry, I was distracted by Uri Geller of all people.
Sorry, I was listening, just saying about what happens over the weekend, the good thing and the bad thing. The happy thing is that you need to send us an email including a policy called non-disadvantage policy, which will help at the end of the semester. And the negative part of my life is just my mom wasn't feeling well. She went to the hospital.
I heard about your mum not feeling well. I mean, how is, you say your mum's not feeling well. How is, they can treat her?
Yes, it's not very serious. It's just the doctor said she needs a little bit more time to take a break from job. But my mom said doing job is maybe helpful for her to stay away from arguments with my dad. So well, it's not serious arguments. It's just
is your mum? I would imagine as well. Your mum. I'm guessing here, but I imagine she's quite a fiercely independent person, and that her going out to work is a very important part of her life.
Yes, but there was a reason behind that, because my mom gave up working for 18 years or 19 years since she was pregnant. So when I was young, before I went to another city in China to do my undergraduate, my mom just stayed with me, taking care of me the whole day, every day, without going to work for entirely 19 years. So so I think now she just feel like going to work is part of her life, it's part of her identity. So she enjoys doing that, and my dad and I, we both support her. It's just like for this situation, we want her to take a few days off, but she said, no, I'm not going to stay at home.
It's tough, isn't it? Whatever age we are, recognizing that our bodies are flawed and have frailties, and we're all facing that to a certain extent. In as much as this coronavirus, we all have to stay indoors or certainly distance from other people because our bodies are particularly frail around this bloody horrible virus. Although I don't know, are you still in Cardiff, Robin?
Yes, I am.
Is anybody there observing the lockdown? Because I went out yesterday to get some essentials. Then I went out today because I had to do a big shop. There were loads of people out and about, and no one seems to be observing the lockdown anymore.
My feeling is that I spot more people on the street compared with the past few weeks, especially when before today, like the weather was quite well over the past few weeks, because my kitchen window is literally facing two streets. I can see more people on the streets, jogging, running, or riding a bike. I mean, it's not for me to judge whether they are, breaking the rules, but I don't feel happy about that, because I just think they should stay at home as much as they could. It's not right if there's no proper reason, but they just go on the streets purely for going out. I mean, I'm the person who stays at home like almost 5 days a week. So I just think people should do more to help the situation.
Stay at home! Stay at home, you scumbags! Just stay at home. Katherine, would you agree? Stay at home, scumbags!
Yeah, just finally, a very quick question.
Yes.
Did you get my email?
I don't know if I did get your email. Did you? I know I don't remember it, so I would assume that I didn't. What was your email?
Just about having you on my own show.
Oh God, no! I did get that. Yes, tell me when you. I did. I'm so sorry. I did get that email. Let me have a little look here. Because I'm not really doing anybody else's shows or podcasts at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
But, no. But I'm doing yours. I am Robin. The show is still live on Facebook and Twitter every week. The Global View live on Saturdays, 10 till midday. I write see if you have time next Saturday, the 2nd of May, and join us for doing a chat about the radio show. Now, the only problem with Saturday mornings is that I have the kids here, but that doesn't make it impossible. So that's this coming Saturday. What would I need to be on my end? Would we do it on Skype or Zoom or the phone or what?
Zoom would be fine if you could do that. I'm grateful.
Then we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. I'll just shut the kids in a box and bury them in the garden.
Thank you, Ian.
We'll do it. Send me an email like Friday to remind me, and then I'll give you my number and we'll have a little text or something.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you, Ian.
Robin, can I ask? Did you ask Katherine to be on it at any point? No. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's okay. That's all right. No. That's good, actually. That's good. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Goodbye. Thank you. Kathy asked me, didn't ask you. Hello, Kath. Hello, Katherine. Calling Catherine Boyle. Catherine Boyle, this is your boss.
I was busy anyway. When was it?
It's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. Probably
this is Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Falling in love was the last thing I had on my mind. Holding you is a warmth that I thought I could never find. Just trying to decide or stay by your side. I know I could cry, I just can't find the answers to the questions that keep going through my mind. Hey babe, isn't it time? It's your time to wait. Falling in love could be your mistake. Isn't it time? It's your time to wait. Falling in love could be your mistake. I've seen visions of someone like you in my life. A love that's strong, reaching out, holding me through the darkest night. Just trying to decide or stay by your side. I don't want to cry, I just can't find the answers to the questions that keep going through my mind. Hey babe, isn't it time? It's your time to wait. Falling in love could be your mistake. Isn't it time? It's your time to wait. Falling in love could be your mistake. I feel a warmth in my heart and my soul that I never knew. This love affair gives me strength that I need just to get me through. Just wondering why. I know I could cry, and everything seems alright. I finally found the answers to the questions that keep going through my mind. Hey babe, isn't it time? It's time, you don't have to wait. I know it's time. Love could be your mistake. I know it's time. It's time, you don't have to wait. It must be time. Love could be your mistake. It must be time. It's time, you don't have to wait. Made up my mind. Love could be your mistake. It must be time. It's time, you don't have to wait. It must be time. Love could be your mistake. It's time, you don't have to wait. Love could be your mistake. It's time, you don't have to wait.
Here we go, the last hour of the show. Here we go. Here we go, dear listener. I might do a cheeky little, I might do a little Twitch stream after this, Catherine. I might do a little Twitch stream, might listen to a little listening party to Daryl Morris and play some video games. I might do that or I might go to bed. Who knows? Who knows?
If you do, I might do a little bit of nighttime painting.
Nighttime painting.
I haven't done any today. I couldn't get to the table.
Phallus. Sorry?
I said I haven't done any today. I couldn't get to the table.
You couldn't get to the table? You're too drunk? You kept falling over every time you approached it?
Everyone's working on the dining table, so I couldn't scoot them off. And then once the kids had finished, they were making so much noise, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to concentrate. So I didn't do any painting today, and I feel itchy.
Cara says, I've just put the bins out with Talk Radio still playing on my phone in my pocket. I do that. If I'm going out to do the bins, or something that I'll be outside for a brief period, I've got my phone, I'm listening to the radio on my phone, I'll walk out with it. A couple walk by and hear shouts of stay-at-home scumbags. They looked over. I giggled nervously and said, well, you heard the man. Exactly. You heard the man. I'm the man with a plan, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
At this hour. What are they doing out at this hour? Unless they're coming back from work, in which case...
Well, or maybe I was too harsh on Lisa yesterday. Maybe they are exercising.
The midnight walkers.
Let's go to Alan. Good evening, Alan.
Hello, Alan.
Oh, it's this guy.
Oh, Iain.
Yes, Alan. Yes,
Your
Alan.
beautiful face. I wanted to do a song, and you cut me off, which is fair enough. That's fine. But I was going to say, the higher you build your barriers, the taller I become.
Why are you doing it in that accent?
Do the voice.
The further you take my rights away, faster I will run, no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong.
So strong.
I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. For my pride was gone. Oh no.
Someone grabbed his balls.
Something inside so strong. Whoa. Something inside so strong.
So strong.
And I'm now getting banged on the ceiling because I get rudely interrupted.
Because they're having sex upstairs. Alan, that was beautiful and very, very powerful. And I like the fact you
I quite like my singing. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the fact that you did a Labby Sifri's voice. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. So, I have been very lucky in that so far during this global pandemic, I have not had to go to the shops to do a big shop. Popped into Tesco Extra last week and got some bits and pieces. It was, okay. I've had deliveries and I've had click and collect. And I just tried to get a click and collect or a delivery on Tesco just now, and I didn't get one. But that's okay because I've got two deliveries booked in. One on the Friday, the 1st, and one on the 5th. Well, I may now cancel the one on the 1st because today I went to a supermarket for the first time. I went to Asda, which I've never been to an Asda before, Catherine, in my life. I've noticed that there is an Asda near me that sometimes has no queues. And, excuse me, I got the boys coming tomorrow, and I haven't really got much in, and I've been kind of surviving on cheese sandwiches and stuff, although I had Chinese tonight. And I was feeling a little bit down, and I was lying in bed. I had a long old doze, about 2.5 hours, and I was feeling down. I thought, no, come on, you've got to do something. Got to do something. I'll go and do a shop. Because it's either now or I do it on the way to pick up the boys tomorrow. I'll go and do a shop. So I went to the Asda, and I thought, if there's a big queue, I ain't going in. If there's no queue, I'm going in. There was no queue. And I phoned you up to say what I was doing, because I was a little bit nervous, because you were a real pussy when you went to the shops last time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. You found going to the shops a real emotional experience, didn't you?
Yeah, and I made the mistake of being open with you about my feelings.
Yeah.
Noted.
She cried at a supermarket, like a big baby who'd lost her mama.
Well, here's the thing. I'd been to the supermarket every week, so I've seen the gradual progression. And the third time around, I just got really nervous. And I hadn't, at that point, I hadn't been to the... I say I'd been every week. I'd been every week up to the point... All right, let me double back.
Okay, it's my story.
I hadn't been out for a couple of weeks before I went to this particular one, but I had seen a gradual progression. From there being no lockdown. First of all, there was just no toilet paper, and everyone was sort of had a frantic look in their eye. And then things started to come into place. And then the third time I went was this time where I said to you, I'm a bit nervous. I hadn't driven the car for a couple of weeks. I hadn't been shopping. That wasn't like at 7:00 at night when I assumed everyone else had gone, and it was really easy, and I didn't have to queue up in the car park. This time it was real, and I found it really stressful. And, some of the rules were being adhered to and others weren't. We were supposed to be doing a one-way thing. Other people were doubling back, and everyone's kind of recoiling against the beams as they try and give as much room possible to the people who are completely oblivious.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, you wanted to go into a lot of detail. I just wanted to let you know why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But my feelings, not important. Anyway, go on, you go.
Not as important as mine, because, I tell you what, it does turn out, Catherine, you're worse than Koonsberg, Peston and Wooten, right? You're part of the problem. You are the MSM. You are creating fear where fear need not tread.
No, I wasn't. I was feeling fear.
Yeah, and you created fear for others.
For you.
And correct. Am I you? No, I am other. I am mother, hear me roar in numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yep, go on, carry on.
No, come and listen to my story. Don't go off. You've gone off.
I'm listening. I'm just getting my purse.
What are you doing?
Click and collect slot. Go on.
Have you got a click and collect?
Yes, I have, mate.
For Tesco?
No.
What one? Waitrose or Asda? Waitrose. Yeah. Oh, I didn't try Waitrose. I don't have that one open. Hang on, let me have a little look.
It's not for the likes of you, mate.
I am woman, hear me roar in numbers too big to ignore. Touch my bum, my balls, my willy and my ass.
But then wash your hands.
Choose my delivery address. Hang on, guys. Fully booked, 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 unavailable.
Oh, the supermarket song.
Well, hang on a minute. That was me being greedy. That was me being greedy. That is just the delivery. Let's have a little look at the old
C&C.
C. C&C. Collection slots may be available. Here we go. Okay, go and choose a store. I don't care any store. Just. Fully booked, 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 fully booked.
It's probably too far for you to come in to my local store.
Well, hang on. Oh, no. You can do the shop for me, because I was holding one of those deliveries for you.
Oh, it's too dangerous for me to do that for you.
So you can hold... No.
It's peril.
Piss off.
You're not vulnerable. Get your own slot.
You said I was going to let you use my slot. You were going to slip into my slot.
Well, God. If you get stuck, then of course you may add to my shopping list.
Let's go to David. Good evening, David.
Hello, Ian.
Oh, I'm telling my story. Everyone shut up. Oh. So, Katherine had misused and had abused her position as a broadcaster.
No,
and had created.
I hadn't.
Please,
I'd phoned my friend because I was feeling vulnerable and I was a bit upset, and it was just that kind of week where.
Then you told it on the radio and you scared people. You created. You are part.
What?
Can I finish my story? You've done your bit.
Yeah, you carry on steamrolling my feelings. Carry on.
Thank you. I will.
Where's Lisa? Walking. She's having a walk.
Yeah, she's out exercising. It's midnight. Midnight round at Lisa's. Going out for a walk. Comes into the kitchen. Listening to that dick who's on talk. Anyway. So, get this, David. My friend Catherine had told me how it was such an upsetting experience going into the supermarket. She told, not just me, she told many millions of listeners, okay? And so I went there full of fear and trepidation. My heart was a trembling, as the saying goes. And there was no queue, and I got there, and I got a trolley, and I walked around. I'll tell you this, David. Hello, are you listening?
Go ahead.
Flipping heck, man. It's like I've had more upbeat audiences in a morgue.
What were you doing in the morgue?
I'm not allowed to tell you the court case coming up soon. It was the best shopping experience I have ever had in my life. It turns out that there is some good to come out of the coronavirus and COVID-19. Shopping was a joy. No one came near me. I leisurely walked around. There's no... I just followed the arrows. I took my time. I found things I needed. I found things I didn't need, but I thought I'd treat myself. David, I bought myself a bunch of flowers. Not the £5 ones, the £10 ones, right? I got recognised in there. Yeah, that's right. Even during a global pandemic, I'm famous. There was a young woman and her mother... And she went, oh, my God. She had a mask on, the young woman. She went, oh, my God, I loved you in the jungle. And I went, oh, my God, I love your mask. It looks wonderful on you. And we had a laugh. And then we met up again in the next aisle. And I said, I have to say, you're very controversial. She said, why is that? I said, you're ignoring the arrows. You're walking against the arrows. And she went, oh, that's my mum. And I went, naughty, naughty mummy. And we had another laugh. I shopped. I stood my distance away from people. When it came time to pay, there was no one working on the tills. It was beautiful. We did it ourselves. It was easily the best food shopping experience I have ever had in my life. And I will vote for any party that vows to keep these social distancing 2-metre regulations in place long after we need them, particularly in shops. No scumbags. No, yes, I had to walk past a couple of people who were dilly-dallying. I simply held my breath. And I gave them disgusted looks behind their backs to show them how angry I was. But this is the way forward. This is the way forward. It's social distancing in shops. Anyone who says it's stressful is a liar.
Is it me?
Oh, for crying... Have you ever had a conversation before?
No, right, and that's the thing. You might be thinking, oh, it's Babcock, he's coming on for a laugh.
What, have you got a dick... Have you got something in your mouth?
What's the matter? What's the problem?
I can't Here we go.
You sound somewhat muffled. Are you wearing a mask?
No.
You should be, because you probably got it. You're probably patient zero.
I've got some wicked masks here. I made loads.
Give one to David, and we'll kidnap him.
Can you hear me now?
Not really. It's very muffled, David. I've just told a brilliant, brilliant story that will inspire a generation, right? Oh. That will inspire people, that is stronger than the MSM who say, oh, don't go out, it's scary. Don't go shopping, it's scary. I am an inspiration. I'm Churchill. I'm not Marcus Churchill. What's his name? Howard Churchill. What's the guy's name? Winston Churchill, right? And Kath is Hitler. And I've just stormed your beaches at Normandy. And I ran riot. And my infantrymen and my seamen, destroyed your beaches, right? And I am telling you, this is the way forward. David, would you like to respond to that? If what you're about to say is in no way a response to that, do you know what? I don't want to hear it right now.
I want it to be serious for once.
Is it a response to what I've just said?
Well, it's nothing to do with titties, semen on titties and things like that.
Is it? You mentioned titties. It didn't mention titties, mate.
Yeah, bumpy beaches, that's what he said.
Is it to do with my story about shopping?
Yeah, and a bit more.
Oh, he's going to add.
Okay, all right, let's hear it. We're late for a break, by the way. It's your fault.
Just take the
Please
break.
go to the
'cause
break, 'cause I think the cat's done a poo and it stinks.
Yeah, I need to deep dive.
Right, let's take a break. You get both getting on my nerves now. Both of you are idiots. The Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Right, are you back, Katherine? She's cleaning cat shit. David, are you back?
I'm here.
Right, who's here?
Me.
I'm here.
Right, you're here now, Katherine. Right.
I was just stroking the cat. She's so cute.
Oh, for God's sake, not as cute as mine. Right. Not as cute as mine. Right, Katherine, I'm bored. You talk to David about his
Why?
story.
Go on, tell me the serious story about shopping and more.
Well, Kathleen, I've been shopping quite a lot because of reasons.
Because for your baby and for your mum.
Yeah.
One of whom you live with. The other one
Right.
lives with its birth mother.
Okie dokie. And it was you talking about shops and Ian talking about shops
Yeah.
that really made me think. And you know how when you're in trauma, your brain doesn't really process it properly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually just assessed what I've been going through every time I've gone to Tesco. And it's bloody horrific.
Oh, God.
What time are you going, though? Are you going when everyone else goes? Because you've got a bit of time, so you're on your toes.
I'm going when I have to. And it's usually in the day, but like it's so inhumane, and you can't. I'm not seeing people as people. I'm seeing people as objects
Obstacles.
to avoid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly
And I'm
what you
just
mean.
looking down at the floor at the hours, and I'm thinking, right, I've got to get this. I've got this mask on. I'm hyperventilating, and it's horrible. And
Yeah.
sorry.
This is the problem, isn't it? That we've started seeing each other as being the other people are the problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't even see that. I don't. It's just pure survival when you're in there.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Go on.
With all this,
I had a great time. I had a great time in there.
Well, you're weird. Shush.
Yeah, and like Ian's been saying, he likes lockdown and stuff, and I like lockdown because you may find it hard to believe, but I'm not very social. And even with my family, it's kind of, I can feel physical pain sometimes when I'm in their presence. It's kind of just communicating with them. And you kind of feel guilty that you're enjoying this and it's happening because people are dying. But the truth is, I do feel a lot more comfortable knowing that I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah. Be nice to have the option, though, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, yeah. But
Well,
then people...
let's not think about that, because one day we will again, and it's fine. There's no point torturing ourselves, is there?
We will, won't we? And B.J. Johnson says that he's going to introduce friendships bubbles. Have you heard about that?
A friendship bubble. Flipping heck. Have
That
you got
means
enough
like an
people for a
orgy,
bubble?
right?
Yeah.
It's not an orgy, is it?
I'm going to put you in my friendship bubble, David, and then I'm not going to use it.
I'm going to blow bubbles up your chuff.
How are they going to monitor that, by the way, or is it just, are they again relying on us to
bubbles
be
up the chuff?
sensible? What?
I don't know. It worries me because how do you control that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can feel that I'm boring. So do you want to talk about willies and stuff like that?
I'm bored of Willies. Ian?
I'm never bored of willies. Who gets bored of willies? You guys aren't doing willies right.
Ian slagged off my video diary today, Kathleen.
He's a very hurtful man.
I'm a very honest critic.
What was wrong with it?
You couldn't do the voice?
I can't. I was just a little bit camp, that's all.
Hang on a minute. I'll tell you what. Stay there. 'cause
No,
I want you to
no,
I want you to do me.
don't.
No. I want you to do me a favour. We keep getting called by someone who's getting on my nerves. So, David, me and Kath are going to stay out of this. David, can you deal with Alan for me, please?
Deal with Alan?
What?
What's that deal with Alan? That's a bit rude.
Well, you've rang in 3 times now.
But I love you. I love you also, I do.
Me?
Everybody there. I love you all.
Yeah, it's all good, and it's all well and good, and I'm sure that you might have something going on with you. But at the end of the day, this radio station is
Oh, no, you're annoying. Nobody cares what you say. Yeah, bored of that.
Oh.
I'd rather talk to Ian and Kath. I'm not interested in talking to you.
Well, you're not. You're talking to me. Now, I can be nice, or I can be normal.
And you can be annoying. Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, you can do one. Goodbye. Have a good night. Love you.
Are you off? Well, that was easy.
You were. Yeah, that's what she told me. Oh.
Still there. Right, well, you know what? I was going to be nice to you, but quite frankly, you bore the shit out of me. So why don't you just hang up and stop ringing in, because nobody wants to hear you singing.
Never heard of you.
Okay?
Never heard of you, son. Never heard of you.
Put the phone down, Flower.
Yeah, go on. You make me. Love you.
Yeah.
Beautiful lady. Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good night. God bless. I wish you well.
Yeah. Hang up.
I'm not hanging on. I was waiting for you to do the same. I mean, the whole program's drummed around you and your boredom.
What's inside your brain that wants to inflict boredom on other people or something? You're one of those people that when you leave. I'm glad he's gone.
Have you
This is your life. This is your life right now. What went wrong?
Is it? Oh, bless you.
Good God, I'm
my new lover.
Here.
Alan, can I tell you something?
Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
You're a really boring tosser, mate, and David is infinitely better than you will ever be. So don't call the show again.
That's
Is that
a bit
all right?
rude.
Yeah. Well, you were rude to my friend. So
No, I think that's actually quite rude.
you were really rude to my friend, Alan. Your call is worse than
He
Lisa's.
kind
from
of
last
asked for it, let's be honest.
No, he
gave
didn't.
it to
He
me.
didn't.
I gave
He
back.
didn't. No, he
Yes, he
didn't.
did.
He didn't. Alan, I thought you were really rude, and I thought that was below the belt, and actually it was mean. There was no humour in what you did. It was mean.
And anything nice in what you said? See, now you're being rude.
I'm sticking
does
up for my
this work?
mate. I'm sticking up for my mate.
Oh.
And this is the third
Yeah,
time
go
you've
on,
called
go on.
tonight, and it's a boring call.
Wow.
Isn't it?
That's not cruel.
No, sticking up
That's
for my
not
mate isn't,
rude.
no. No, you've been rude, and it seems to be the only language that you understand.
Well, clearly not, because I haven't been rude the whole night. I mean,
No,
you're saying
you've been boring the whole night, you've been irritating the whole night, and for part of the night, you've been
is that
obnoxious
true?
and rude.
What's made me boring the whole night and I'm not
All of
rude?
your phone calls. All of your phone calls have been boring. And the
Well,
fact that you
please
keep
elaborate.
phoning back.
What have I said?
No, I don't need to. I don't need to. It's not my job.
You don't need to. Of course you don't. No.
No, I don't need to tell you why your calls are boring. But the part of what
well,
made them
I need to
boring
know
was
how
you
you're-
kept phoning back.
Yeah. Well, that's just because I wanted to talk to you. I don't think
You
that's
spoke to me
boring or
once.
brutal.
You spoke to me once, and that was more than enough.
Well, yeah, in your opinion, fair enough. But I
It's
was
my
trying
show.
to talk to you.
It's my show. So my opinion is actually more important than
your
your
show.
opinion. Yeah, my opinion
But
is more
everything I
important
say
than
is
yours.
non-existent.
You were rude to you were rude to a friend of mine. Now jog off.
Honestly, you were a bit rude to me, but I thought, man, maybe he's just got the tone wrong.
Was I rude to you?
Bit, yeah.
Really? Can you tell me how?
No.
It's not our job, mate. It's
What do
not
you
our
want?
job.
What do you mean it's not your job to explain how you think something's rude is not your job?
It is not my job to explain
Oh,
why
that's just
what you have done
arrogant.
is rude.
There we go.
It's not arrogance.
It's not here we go, Kath. I don't need your sarcastic remarks in the background.
There it is.
That's just
Here
There
we
it
go.
is.
There we go.
It's not in the
There we go.
background.
It's not here
You're
we
phoning,
go.
You're phoning a show that I co-present. So my sarcastic remarks in the background.
Well
are
done
my-
for you. Although, to
What's
be
your
fair,
problem,
you co-present
Alan?
very occasionally. Let's be honest.
There we go. There
Wow.
we go.
Alan, what's your
Here we
problem
go.
with
Here
women?
we go. Here
Alan,
we go.
Alan, what's
My
You're
your
problem
showing
with
yourself up, Alan. I would stop
Hang on.
now if I were you.
You should know
Hang
you
on.
are one.
Sorry?
You heard?
No, I didn't hear actually. Go on, say it again.
Well, repeat. I don't have to repeat myself.
You don't have to, but
but
manners would be good to repeat it, unless you're a coward. What did you say?
I'm a coward. Of course I am. Yeah.
What did you say, Alan?
What do you mean, what did I say? I said exactly what I said at the time.
Listen, Alan, you've got a little man crush on me. I don't like you.
Have I?
Right?
I don't think so.
I think you got a little
I
man
can't
crush
stand
on
you.
me.
I think you're an absolute arrogant twat, personally.
There we go, but yet you listen every night and you phone up 3 times tonight.
I don't listen every night. Come on.
You
don't
phoned
give
up
yourself
3
that
times
much of a
tonight
crush on yourself.
and it's not
Come
gone
on,
down as
sort
well as you
yourself out.
thought. And what is your problem with women?
Women? I've got a problem with women as well, have I? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you accept that. I just wondered what it was.
No, I'm asking you, what is my problem with women? What is it?
You're very aggressive to them. You're very aggressive to them.
No, I'm aggressive to people. I don't like people. I'll give you that
okay. Okay. Guess you were polite to me. You were very, very rude to Katherine and very demeaning of her
I'm
position
not
as
rude.
co-host.
When was I ever rude to Katherine? Come on.
Every time
out.
you've spoken to her this evening, Alan, you were rude to her.
I love Katherine. She's lovely.
She's
a lovely person.
You spoke to her this evening, you were
Well,
rude
I just
to
said
her.
it, but you're ignoring everything I say, of course.
Well,
to
no,
make me
because
look
you're
bad.
lying. What
Fine.
you're saying there is a lie.
How am I lying? How am I
because
lying?
I'll explain it.
No, Ian, how am I lying? Come on.
I'm explaining it. Every time
You're trying
you spoke,
to. Yeah, you're failing every step
well, no,
you
because you won't shut up. Because you're too thick to shut up.
No, I never shut up. No, I'm too big to shut up. Lovely. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll shut up right now. You talk, I'm shut
All right,
up.
Alan. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do, Alan. We'll cut you off. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. What a horrible, horrible person. Apologies to David, apologies to Katherine, and apologies to you, dear listener. What a thoroughly unpleasant person, David.
I see your true colors shining through. That's all I'll have to say.
Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye. 0344 499 1000. Sorry, Kath.
It's all right. I could tell there was a little bristle when we first started talking to him, and there was a whole mummy daddy shenanigans, and then it got a little bit. I know, got very personal.
He's phoning up again. He's not coming on again.
Of course
he's
he is,
phoning up again.
Because he thinks he gets it, and unfortunately he doesn't, and he's misjudged the room quite
Oh
dramatically.
gosh, completely.
And here's the thing: he's not going to win favours with you by trying to pick holes in what I do for a living.
Oh, Kath, you only co-host sometimes. What does that mean? You co-host. Sometimes I do more of the show. Sometimes you do more of the show. I mean, it's what you did the first hour last night because I couldn't find a flipping wire. So, and also, Alan, we're best mates as well. Let's pull the curtain back. Of course, I was upset that my friend was upset when she went shopping. I did actually really, really enjoy the shopping today. I loved it, and I would like it to stay like that. But I also got why Katherine was upset. It's called theatre. It's called theatre. She is my best friend, and I will phone her up after the show, and we will talk through the show, and you will get nary a mention, my friend. Totally misjudged the tone of the show.
And the other thing is, going from I love you man to I don't listen to you every night, you called it a twit with an A. Oh, mate, don't do this. Don't do this. I don't know what's going on with him, but it's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And I would like him not to bring it to us again.
This seems to be the Lisa hour, doesn't it? Seems to be the Lisa hour. And the people that
But also, is it the impression people get that a phone-in show is about people coming on and making a nuisance of themselves and having an argument? Because there are arguments and arguments. I enjoy exchanges between people who have a point to make. I don't enjoy, I know you are, but what am I for 10 minutes? Come on.
Oh God, that's the second person. Yeah, I know you are. What am I? It's the second person that's done that recently, and you just think, oh God, I have better arguments with my 8-year-old. You know, more intelligent, thought out arguments with an 8-year-old than with that. Hey, listen, I'm sure he is as scared and as frightened by everything that's going on as we are. I'm sure he's angry. And I wish him joy and success. And when he wants to apologise, we will certainly listen to that apology. Not up to me to say whether anybody else takes it, but I would certainly consider any apology. But otherwise, you know, let's go to Linda. Good evening, Linda.
Hello.
Hey, Linda, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good, although I just had some decaf cough, and the decaf cough gives me
what's
the
that?
worst. Gives me the worst indigestion.
Yeah,
Terrible indigestion.
I've knocked it on the head, especially late at night. It makes me very windy.
Oh, maybe that's what... Oh, anyway, I won't go down that route. Just gave me an idea as to, yeah.
What? Hang on. What route have you gone? What? What's happening
No,
with
just
you?
about being windy and caffeine and...
Yeah, it
might
makes me
solve,
really bloat.
Hang on.
never good for
Whoa. We weren't talking. We were talking about bloatiness. Linda's talking about windiness. Are you farting a lot then, Linda?
No, but my other half is, and he drinks a lot of coffee.
I'll do it.
And are you
Maybe,
in lockdown together? You stuck in the house with each other?
Yeah, and I say we don't normally live together, so it's even, been a revelation.
Oh, Linda, that can ruin a relationship.
Tell me about it.
Well, now we know how to stop him farting. What else can we do? First 30 seconds of the call, we've solved a huge mystery. What else can we do for you?
Well, first I just wanted to phone up and say hello, because I did enjoy the other night, although I'm really sorry, because I listened back to it, and I did talk a lot, didn't I?
Yeah, that's good. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
What's wrong with that? Makes our job easier. We get paid the same amount of money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do less work and we get paid the same. Beautiful.
Well, I was just thinking about, this like 10 people bubble.
Yes.
I don't think there's 10 people that I want in my bubble.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No, it's not. I mean, who would I have in mind? I'd have Kath. I see my kids anyway, so they're I mean, let's put them in to bump the numbers up. So that's 3. That's it. But also, if everybody in that 10 person bubble has 10 people, within 2 steps you've got 100 people, and then you've got 1,000 people. So that means you're still going to infect everybody, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. But I suppose, I hadn't thought of it like that. Oh, now I'm a bit... Oh, I was looking forward to at least seeing one person, but now I'm not.
I wonder whether they're thinking, if you see 10 people, or 10 or fewer, you're more likely to sort of wash your hands and keep hygienic, because you can put a face to the people you care about, rather than it being, 20 randoms. You like to say 20 people a week.
Yeah. I think people are doing it anyway, though, aren't they? I mean, I've definitely noticed this week. I do like to have a little bit of spy on... I don't spy on my neighbours, just in case anyone's listening.
Sperm?
I spy. I
thought you said I do like to have a nice little bit of sperm.
Oh my God, I'm a neighbour. What kind of...
Well, one of the stories in the Sport yesterday was how that might be a cure for coronavirus, according to one young man. But anyway...
It's very experimental at that point.
Okay.
But I know what you mean. I've got my front window, it goes out onto the street. Okay, so if I'm sitting anywhere in the living room, I can see out the window. And I am bored out of my mind, right? So I know for a fact that the neighbour opposite has her daughter come round, grown-up daughter, and grandchildren come round like every other day, and they're going in the house, and the kids are cuddling the grandparents.
Yep.
I think people are already taking liberties, to be honest.
I'm on a corner house, so I've got 2 perspectives. So that's quite good. I can do side of the street and opposite. Works out quite well, really. I'm getting bored. That's what it is. I'm just really... Like you were saying, you enjoy lockdown. I'm not having it. I don't like it.
No, and listen, I know it's not for everyone, and when I listen, let me just say, Lynn, when I do these big rants about how I'm enjoying the shopping and I'm enjoying lockdown, I get that a lot of people aren't, all right, but I'm doing it as a bit of theatre, saying that we should keep it going like this forever, because I did actually enjoy the shopping today a lot. I really enjoyed it, and I am enjoying lockdown, but I get that it's not for everyone. What are you doing? Because what I'm doing is I'm cleaning. Watching a little bit of selective TV. I've done 2 seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm, doing a bit of reading, a little bit more cleaning, doing some streaming, and then I'm working in the evening, and maybe 1 or 2 doses. So I've got stuff to do. What are you doing?
Not a lot. We were talking about this today, actually, and I think we've kind of got ourselves in a little bit of a rut. And I am cleaning, and we are sort of, as exercising as much as we ever do anyway. I mean, I'm just... Yeah, I'm probably exercising more in lockdown than I do in a normal time. But yeah, we've done some gardening, although, my partner's done some gardening, I've supervised. What else? What else have we done? Oh, we've been watching Colony. That's quite good.
Oh, what's Colony? I don't know Colony.
Oh, it's good, but it's basically aliens invade and then they're all in like quarantine, so it's quite
Oh no, hang on. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, no, that's not the thing. Oh no, I'm thinking of the thing where people come back from the future and they get quarantined.
No, that's.
But these are aliens in quarantine.
Yeah, no, it's not the aliens in quarantine. The aliens are basically in charge. They're like a bit overlords of the world, but you don't really see the aliens, so it's like a silent threat, but you know they're there. It's good. And then it all gets locked down. It gets a bit dark in places, but yeah, it's quite.
What are you watching that on, please?
Netflix.
Thank you very much indeed. All right, I'll check it out, and if it's rubbish, I'm going to. If it's rubbish, I'm putting you in my bubble, and I'll come round and I will have a word with you, and you will be in very serious trouble.
All right.
In my bubble.
I can cope with that.
Trouble in my bubble. Linda, it's nice to talk to you. We've got to move on. Thank you so much. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Alan, I'd put the phone down if I were you. The chance of getting on tonight is 0. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to Carl. Good evening, Carl.
Hello there. How's it going?
It's all right, Carl. What you got for us?
Just a quick one. My first time calling anyway, so I want to keep it short and sweet. I was wondering, what's one of a documentary that you like that's quite gritty?
3 Identical Strangers on Netflix.
Okay, I'll have to try that one out. Okay, the reason I ask, I'd watched one today called Small Town Ecstasy, which was a guy who ended up doing the drug with his kids.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
He did it with his kids, and then he basically ended up obviously losing his kids. And then, then he's obviously going through all the regret in that, but it's definitely worth a watch.
I'm Ian. I am Ian. That sounds right up my Strasse. All right, I might give that a little look. I'm not really watching much TV. I'm watching, got a few more episodes of season 10 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've gone off Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've got a couple of DVDs that I dug out that I want to watch, but all right, I'll check that out. 3 Identical Strangers is a good one.
One more question. What's your favourite comedy?
Well, at the moment, I would say Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's making me laugh a lot. Proper laugh out loud.
Have you ever heard of one called Freddy Got Fingered by Tom Green?
Yeah, I have heard of that film, and I remember it being quite a big cult film just after college, and Tim Heidecker was talking about that the other day, but I don't think I've ever seen it, but it's supposed to be very funny and very gross, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry to plug another thing. Tom Green had a really good one with Joe Rogan. That's another one.
Tom Green's good. Tom Green was doing kind of what I'm doing now with YouTube, in that I'm streaming the show. But he was doing that like years ago, before that was even a thing, and he was doing sort of a phone-in show.
He did it from his house.
He did it from this. Get this, Kath, right? So Tom Green, he's I think a Canadian comedian, and he's
he used to be married to Drew Barrymore.
There we go. Of course he was. Yes, exactly. Thank you. And he did. And this was years ago, like maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago. He did a phone-in show from his house, and he did it like a late-night TV show with the desk and the microphone, and he might have a guest, and he had a phone on his table, and he put the number out, and people would phone it up, and it was unfiltered, and he would just take phone calls, and it was a lot of people just telling him he was a knob.
Well, he was a little bit, to be fair, but I was expecting quite a lot of things. Like he had the I can never say that word, testicle cancer. He beat that and that, but I'm going to watch Freddy Got Fingered, because it's the second time I've heard it mentioned this week, and I do have a lot of respect for Tom Green. I'm going to check that out. Thank you very much, Carl. Excellent first call. Let's go. Alan, put the phone down. Let's go to Andrew.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath. How are we doing?
Hey, Andrew.
All right, thank you very much. What you got for us?
Yeah. Bit of tension in the air today, isn't there?
A little bit of tension,
Well, in the last half hour, it's been all right up to this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep it light-hearted. First of all, Ian, you're a braver man than me. If I referred to my other half as Hitler, I think I'd be sleeping in the shed, mate.
Well, first of all, Katherine and I are not married. It turns out that for the wedding to be legal, both parties have to be aware that they're actually getting married, and she was unaware of that. She wasn't present.
And unconscious.
And secondly, well, that implies I drugged you, and I didn't. I'm just implying you were in a different building, but you've now taken it to the next stage and suggested Rohypnol. And secondly, I would willingly sleep in my shed, Andrew, because I've got a sofa bed in there. So if Adolf wants me to sleep in there, I'll sleep in there.
You're sleeping in there.
Okay, fine. We don't even live together.
Well, I've just been offered the option. You're sleeping in there.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. Are you happy, Andrew? See what you've done?
Yeah. I think that's your punishment tonight, Ian, in the shed. Off you go.
Naughty boy. Naughty boy. Got myself a good slap. Slap my bum. Anyway, yes.
Right. Two things. I've been listening to the conversation about the supermarkets and such. I'll be as quick as I can because I know you're getting towards the end of the show. So sort of like the week before last, and in the news and in the media, everyone was sort of attacking Amazon and other clothing companies and such, Boohoo and various other companies for having their staff at work.
All right, mate, cheer up.
And such. Well, no, I'm happy. I'm just... yeah, true.
Come on, it's late. I'm trying to do some gags, guys.
Yeah, very good. I got you. Right, and so like the last couple of days that we're starting to see people making noises about sort of reopening again. Obviously, B&Q reopened, and there was a queue across the car park and down the road and such. And now we're sort of seeing Greggs on about reopening, and you're starting to see Nando's saying
these are essential stores. Greggs and Nando's and B&Q. These are essentials.
Well, that leads me to my point. Who do they answer to? Maybe as a thought more than a question. Who gives them the okay to sort of say, yeah, go ahead.
The thing, if I think they can just do it.
Really?
Maybe you know better than me, Kath. I think they can just do it if they want. I don't think that. I don't think legally I don't think the law is that they have to stay closed, is it? I think it's just accepted.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether if the government made it law, they would have more of a financial responsibility for every single business that was unable to operate.
Yeah. So I think it's a social thing. Although people have been arrested for going out, haven't they? So wouldn't that apply? If I own Iain's Sandwich Bar, if I opened it against the against what has been said, could I get fined for that?
I think if you're not enforcing social distancing.
Jump in quickly. Our local bakery in our village has never closed through the whole thing.
Is it having customers coming in, or is it delivering, or is it just having customers come to the door?
I haven't been down there, so I couldn't.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of small businesses, food places in particular, but some other places are delivering. And that's kind of cool, and that kind of makes sense. And I know that some of the shops near me were saying if we can't deliver, if you arrange, say you're going to come here at 2:00 on Saturday and you've paid on the phone, we can put your stuff outside and watch you pick it up. So there are kind of little cheats around it.
Two other quick things. First of all, they opened the drive-through in France the other day. McDonald's, they opened one McDonald's, and there was a 3.5-hour queue down the road.
Wow.
So yeah.
Of course there was. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Go to the big golden arches.
The golden arches, man.
And the other one, are you a basketball fan at all, Ian?
Hang on, Kath, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, when I lived in France, they used to be very sniffy about McDonald's, but the fact was that place was always absolutely bustling, and there is something universal about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Saying that, the French would be all too glad to see it fold or to have some sort of trouble, because it would reinforce the fact that their food is the best. But everybody knows that there's nothing like a McMuffin.
Am I a basketball fan? No.
Mm-hmm. No, not at all.
No.
Oh, okay, well, that drops that. There's just a new series on Netflix called The Last Dance, and it's the story of the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. So if anyone is listening that are basketball fans, I would highly recommend it. There's 4 episodes out. They're dropping 2 a week. Yeah, it's really good.
Andrew, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Oh my God, it's 8:54. Flipping heck. Let's go to Amy. If Daryl pops up, we're very welcome to, if you send me a little message, he's welcome to join us. If he pops up, if he doesn't, well, screw that loser. I don't think he can hear us. That's why I'm talking like that, like a big man. Let's go to Edward. Good evening, Edward.
Good evening.
What can we do for you, Edward?
Right. I've been listening for a good long while since Absolute, and finally got up the chops to give a call in.
That bell is for you. Are you calling from Denver, Colorado, in the United States thereof?
I am.
What a hero. What a hero. Hey, man, nice to... Well, listen, thank you. How can we help you?
Well, I was going to comment on the whole marketplace situation, which is different in the States, but I'd imagine kind of similar. That
Yeah, go on. What's happening over there? And again, I imagine it's different in different parts of the States, but what's happening where you are?
Yeah, well, some have become really a dream, as you said, to go to the supermarket, because everyone is keeping distance, no interruptions, and are genuinely kinder, it seems, in this communal struggle. And then others, much more of Kath's experience, where people are getting really antsy to get back to things and believe it's a government conspiracy and the like, and so are very, very pushy in ways that they weren't before, in kind of proving that they're not scared, and that can be scary, but it's weird. There's this dual dynamic of some are much nicer and some are a little bit terrifying with Kath.
We have both, our country and yours, have had two really big seismic shifts in politics recently that have created, that have widened the gaps. For us, it was Brexit, and for you, it was the election of President Trump. And it really seems to have, in both instances, empowered people to be ruder and more aggressive and more selfish. And that's a massive generalisation, and I'm generalising because we're coming to the last 3 minutes of the show and I'm tired and all of that stuff. But it really does seem that there has been a huge increase in people going, well, no, me. I'm more important than you, and I'm more important than the country. And those, they seem to be, Catherine, the people that are defying the lockdown and calling it a conspiracy.
The people that see everyone else as the opposition, the competition, people who are going to stand in their way of getting what they want. I mean, it's a simplistic view, but there are some people who believe that the society is split into two teams, and anyone who's not on their side is in their way. You know.
Yeah, and it's. I think that mindset is kind of horrendous at a time like this, but it's in some ways nice that people are showing their true colors in time of crisis, and you can distinguish the people that are with you and with everyone else and the people who just want to wall themselves off and think of themselves. But scary time, but I just thought I wanted to hear at the end of the show.
No, thank you, man. And it is... I'm not so scared anymore. At the start of this, I was full of fear. I'm not scared now. Today I was thinking about what would happen if I got ill, and I kind of went into that little whirlpool of thinking, I'm going to get ill, or I'm then going to end up in hospital. Who's going to feed the cats? Oh my God, then I'm going to die. It might happen. It's unlikely, but it's, you know, it genuinely might happen. But it is a scary time. There's a global pandemic. People are dying. You know, it's nuts, isn't it?
It's absolutely crazy, but just getting through it thinking it'll be a good story, hopefully, to tell later on, how we made it through rather than how we fell apart.
Hey, it was really nice to talk to you, man. Give us a call next time a little bit earlier so we can chat a little bit longer.
Sounds great. Thank you so much to both of you guys.
Take care, man. Thank you. Alistair, very quickly, we're out of time, man. What are you doing phoning this late at night?
Oh, I'm late. I just want to say...
You're late. We haven't got time. We have to go.
I've got a special reason to ring on Monday. Look forward to it.
It's not a year, is it?
You wait till then.
What a brilliant cliffhanger, my friend. We'll speak to you before then, but what that's made my night. Stay tuned. We suddenly got very, very busy at the end. Thank you, Kath. Thank you, Amy. Daryl is up next. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.